and well met.
Yes, exactly. Hails and well met. Welcome
Snails
back.
and smells wet.
Yes. All the things.
Oh my god, look at us, all together. Hold on,
Just like the
wrong
good
model.
old days.
Wow.
Just like the good old days.
Hey, welcome to the Warband Elysium Vixen.
If I face this way slightly. There we go.
Much appreciated. Yep. Oh, let's drag it down just a hair. Right there. Yeah, beautiful. Perfection. Yes, I hope everyone loves this setup here. But hails and well met, and welcome back. Today we have a special episode where we return to Shadows Fall, Tears of Heaven, for a proper campaign send-off. I have all my lovely players here today. Real quick, Shadows Fall is a TTRPG live play anthology using the Shadow of the Demon Lord system, the Fantasy Grounds virtual tabletop, and the most excellent in-game sounds and music by Sirenscape. Shout out to Sirenscape. So, players, we're back. Introduce thyself, starting with you, Twixie.
Oh god, I'm not used to introducing myself first. I'm used to going last now. So I'm at the end. No. Hello, I'm Twixie Gobbo, Variety Goblin streamer. I use. Yo, baby.
Thank you, Zeka.
What is yours and Zeka's child's name gonna be now?
Neka.
Yeah, and-
Nimka. Neka. Nimka. Malka.
Mally
Oh, Mechanim. Whoa.
Mechanim. Oh shit. I mean, Zeka is an artificer. Nah.
It's pretty sick.
Yeah.
I forgot where I got up to. Where did I get up to in my introduction? Goblin. I used to play Nyx in the Tears of Heaven campaign. So it's hard getting into like the mindset of it again. I've been playing another character for like weeks now, and it's like, how did I used to play this one? But yeah, hello.
Nice. What was Nyx?
I was a Faun Artificer, and I can't actually remember what the was it Engineer was my final master path. I think I ended up on.
Your final form. Yes, Engineer.
Oh god, what was my Eidolon called? It had like a really funny name.
Whopper Jr.
That was it. Whopper Jr. piloted in the final piece by Nipplefingers to take him to the heavens.
It's so fucking
Yeah,
cool.
remember how Nyx started, like as this rundown, like chemicals all over the ropes and stuff.
Hell yeah.
All right. Getting ahead of stuff. We'll come back to Nyx and go over her progression. But Yizlith, please introduce yourself.
Oh, I'm Yizlith. I'm out of shape now, but hello. I played Yazara, I guess. This is a very buff lady, of course. This big orc, big strong. She hits things and is just a kind of a punk.
Hell yeah. Ruby.
Hell yeah. I'm Ruby, the lazy goblin. I have been lazy for the past week, and I'm going to return to streaming next week. I used to play Gingko, the time wizard goblin. Librarian. There you go. What an old model.
But beautiful.
Can you
Simple.
believe it?
Oh yeah, I'm simple. I'm simply simple streamer. I played Geppetto, the rogue. I think there's like a rogue witch trickster. Yeah, I'm here, somewhat alive. Yeah.
And I love how you did the dual models for Dwen. That was so cool.
Yeah, because Dwen was a changeling.
Oh shit, yeah.
Hmm.
Hog.
Yes. Nah.
Poggers.
Right, so... Wrong one. What? So I'll start off with this. So Shadows Fall, Tears of Heaven was my first foray into streaming TTRPGs. It's based off the Shadow of the Demon Lord system. Just a quick rundown. Decided early on, hey, chose one of the shadows from the book. So Shadow of the Demon Lord is an optional rule inside the Shadow of the Demon Lord system, where a particular happenstance is bringing about the apocalypse, which will summon the Demon Lord to finish things off. So first, I chose the Looming Star Shadow, which in the core book, the Shadow just gives you ideas and you go from there, and it's expanded upon in the Hunger in the Void supplement. So I started there. I was like, hey, so you all want to get together? We've played off stream. I want to stream RPGs, TTRPGs, so hey, I want to get a game together. My initial idea was, hey, it's going to be kind of Saturday morning cartoony and, you know, episodic, and you'll all make a villain and blah, blah, blah. But that slowly degraded, and I didn't continue that path. But that was the initial idea. So I chose the star, and then had some discussions about that. In the later levels of the star, stuff starts happening that, like, mutates characters, and that was off the table for some of the players. So I was like, okay, cool. So I have the star. How about we throw in another shadow? Let's throw in the demonic incursion. So I added that where rifts were breaking and demons were entering into the world. So combined the two, and then ended up combining a third one later on. But yes, that was the initial idea. Hey, Saturday morning cartoon, episodic, which it still became episodic and still had an overall arcing story, but it was less Saturday morning cartoon. But c'est la vie, whatever. It was good. So that is a basic campaign rundown. And then, like I said, I just had the basic idea, and then I ran from there, episode to episode. And we'll talk about episodes, but first, let's talk about characters. Pardon-moi. Starting with you, Miss Twix and Miss Nix. What was your thought process or your ideas, concepts for Nix?
So originally, it literally just started with I wanted to play a race other than Goblin. That was literally my only like requirement at the start, because I was like, I want to play something other than a Goblin. So that's how we came across Faun, and then I wanted to experiment with some of like the more magical traditions, but not in the same way. And one of the things I've never particularly, because in most games I've always like either played a druid or some form of like natural character. So I immediately thought, I'm gonna go the complete opposite of this and went as far away as I possibly could from it, and ended up going with like Technomancy and the like. So from that, it kind of went to, I didn't particularly want to cast magic in the same way that you stereotypically would. So that is how I sort of kept my character in line with the mechanical side of things, I suppose.
Nice. Very cool. And then another quick thing, like I said, I wanted to get started in the game, didn't really get with the characters as much for the Session Zero. The Session Zero were mainly getting to learn stream and everything, but after episode 1 I was like, oh shit, let's learn more about these characters. So your backstory and your NPCs, please tell us about them.
So let's have a look. My family tree, I suppose, was kind of a. I like. Because I sort of like the stereotypical start with nothing style, but I also didn't want to have like no connections or the like. So I sort of went with a middle ground of we had the family members. So oh my god, Anton, I remember.
Yes.
Is that Anton and
Shae.
Dana. Yes, it's all like steadily flooding back as Ruby's bringing back the Hero Forge models above. I'm like, oh my god, there they are. And I was just like, okay, I want like a solid middle ground for character development as well. So it was a combination of, oh yeah, I kind of want to start from nothing, but I also want a family. So I just made the family sort of hate me to begin with, and I just told Nim, hey, do what you want to do from now on. This is your choice. And then, admittedly, my villain sort of started as a running joke because I found the name funny, and it was essentially a long time ago. My friend had a name for like a throwaway character just called Hoyn Dagendorf, and I think this was like his Roblox character or something. The name just stuck with me forever, so I was like, okay, I'm just gonna use this now. And that's how he came to be, and we just let Ruby decide what he looked like.
There he is. He met an end way too fast in the first time we met him.
Oh, we'll get to that for sure. Any other characters, stuff you wish to share currently, Twixie?
2 seconds. Apologies, I got a message from my parents, or they'll yell at me. That's why my model's just like frozen a little bit in time. There we go. I'm just staring at chat. Staring at chat. There we go. Other characters. So, do you mean in general in the campaign, or
just anything else you wish to talk about Nyx before we move on?
I remember at first I was actually kind of against like not like a minion sort of creation or like a demon creation or whatnot, but like when he sort of got to level 7 and there was like the Eidolon idea, I was kind of just like, ooh, okay, I'm liking this. And then, how did we even get across the name of like Whopper Jr.? Didn't like we ask chat or something like what we wanted? I can't remember.
It sounds very much like it was a chat idea, yeah.
Yeah, so we just invented this giant fucking Gundam robot and named him Whopper Jr. And then I think that was actually like all of the characters that I sort of like, not made, but introduced in a way.
I would say so. Hey, Yislith, let's talk about Yazara.
What about her?
So how did you come up with her, and any inspirations, and let's talk a little bit about your backstory and your NPCs you created.
I am very original in that I just I bloat maxed the roid big muscle lady, you know? Look, every game I play, and especially if it's a new system, I have to play the fucking like the most like straight up like melee character ever, and then I'll start like experimenting into like other stuff. So since this was like the first time I played like Shadow of the Demon Lord, I was like, yeah, I have to be a brawler, I have to be a fighter, I have to be a death dealer, and it just was more warriory by the end of the fucking thing. And I'm pretty used to like a fighter, yeah, kind of shit. Like just being like, oh, I rolled a dice that I hit up hard. But like, do you guys even remember like how many fucking dice I was like rolling near the end? It was something like absurd. It was like getting near 10 or something. But yeah, it was really fun.
You were a walking nuke, basically.
Yeah, I love playing the damage dealer. I'm a little lighter on the lore and like the character stuff, and that's fine because I think you guys bring that in excess. You got plenty of personality. I'm just here to punch things.
And yet you still had NPCs.
Look, I like to befriend the like weird stinky guys, okay? They're cool. Like, yeah, Spungo Man, there he is. That's my boy. I don't even know how I came up with that name. I was just like, oh fuck, I don't know how to name this dude. Let's just make him like some greasy fucking goblin. Like, let's make him just the most goblinly goblin ever. It's Spungo Man. It sounds like Spunk Man. I think that's why.
You also had someone else, or was that never?
I had Alaric, which is based after a really good friend I have who plays like a lot of, tabletop, and we talk a lot about like tabletop shit. It usually ends up in being like mechanics and shit. So he was like the I believe he was like the pilot of our airship for a few episodes.
Oh,
it's
wait,
pretty cool.
This one? The captain? Hold on.
Yeah, the captain, Alaric.
Yeah.
Ganther or something. Yeah. I'm a big proponent of pirates, okay? If Pirates versus Ninjas ever comes back, you know I'm on Team Pirates. You know it.
And you did have one more NPC, but they never got a official Lazy Forge model.
I don't even remember, to be honest.
Oh, it's a hilarious story. We'll talk about it. Appeared in episode 2, though. Giuseppe Smalls, the halfling who bet against you in the pits.
Oh,
Yeah, you never
bitch.
gave me something to make, so.
yeah.
Hey, it's been a learning process, right? The whole streaming and TTRPG streaming.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of work that goes behind the scenes with these kinds of things, opposed to like a normal tabletop game. So it's been a really interesting experience for me.
Me too. And definitely experience. I've been getting XP and leveling up. And who's next? Oh, it's you, Ruby.
It's me, yeah. And like looking at all these old models, I'm like, God damn, I want to remake all of them. But okay, I get ahead of myself. So yeah, I played Gingko, the Goblin Librarian. Geez, so I wanted to become like the ultimate support, I guess. Like I wanted to heal, and I wanted to use Time Magic to buff myself and my companions. And yeah, I basically, I think I never really played like a bookworm. So like, well, technically, like in our off-stream campaign, I kind of like had a semi-bookworm, but like, you know, nothing like Gingko. And so I came up with them. Because like I don't know, I didn't know like, do I want to go for a male or a female? So technically like we call her she or they, but technically like I don't know, I even to this day I have no idea what gender they are. So yeah, I had a few NPCs which came like to the spotlight, like in I don't know what episode, but like we had them the Gingko grew up with two humans, Alexius and Daichi. Oh, actually, Mally, now that you know, like, okay, so in another off-stream game, we have I play with Mally in a campaign, and there's this druid, Daichi, and this is where I got the name from, actually. So yeah, I made them a gay couple. because I don't know. I wanted to have some representation of that. And here you see Alexius, and now this is Daichi. This is where Ginkgo learned their apothecary stuff from. And I had a few NPCs, but they never really got to, like, they never really played a big role in the game. For example, I had this rival goblin, Vinegar, Old Man Vinegar, and he kind of like played a little bit of a role, um, like in the trial episode, which honestly one of my favorite episodes, to this day, like from TYRS, like that, and also later the reveal uh, of the devil thing, of the time travel and stuff. But yeah, so I don't know. I wanted to have like a grumpy old wizard, librarian, goblin as a rival. Someone who basically has the same stuff as Ginkgo, but like had to work way harder than Ginkgo. So that was the premise of that. And I had one more. Tick Tick.
Loved Vinegar.
Yeah, Vinegar was really cool. He should have gotten more spotlight, actually. Like, my characters were all like they were not very like important to the overall story, I would say. It was more like I made a little universe for myself that Ginkgo came from, like the library. And like outside of that, it was nothing grand. So like I think like most of the stuff we focused on the cool dynamic between uh Nyx and her family, which is awesome, because I thought that brought a lot to the table there. Lots of involvement. So yeah, but like Ginkgo also had a friend, Tick Tick, Tick Tick, a clockwork, and yeah, we never really saw them. I think like in the they never really they were never really important.
They were on the airship. They just
Yeah,
kind
they
of
were-
hung out.
I
Yeah,
know.
they were on the airship.
It's all my fault. I'm sorry, Ruby.
It's fine. It's fine. You can like as we had such a tight packed campaign, that I totally like I gave that to you, and you can use them however you want, basically. And I was happy with whatever I could bring, because like I I wanted to step back with Ginkgo a little bit. Like I was supposed to be the supporter and everything. So like I was totally fine with not having much spotlight. And then we see Ginkgo in their master outfit, being a master of time and everything. Yeah, I really like that one, that outfit. Super cool.
Hell yeah. I
You
mean,
can't go wrong with the long coat.
I know.
Yeah.
So
And
stylish.
like I said, I wanted to become a master of time and stuff. Basically healing people with time magic, time runes, and whatever. So yeah, like that was my whole stick. You, it was at a time where I had very simple characters, not very fleshed out. Ginkgo was very like just there to support the group, basically. But I had so much fun playing them.
Well, that's good. Hell yeah. I loved Ginkgo. Ginkgo was great. I love your flavoring of your magic as well.
Yeah, the magic flavor was so much fun.
I love the haste.
And okay, one little fun fact. This is just a little bit of Hero Forge nerding out. A few months after the campaign, like ended, they added new quills to the library and stuff, like to Hero Forge, and now I'm like, oh god damn it, like. I need to remake Ginkgo with like all the new stuff, because like there's some really cool stuff that I could like make them with.
Oh,
Actually, to go into the flavoring of your spells a little bit, one of the people who is going to be playing in my games is actually going to be using runes as well. And I'm actually using, like, Gingko's descriptions of, like, how you used to, like, draw the runes and such
Oh,
to
that is
actually
so
describe
cool.
how they work.
Oh, that is so cool.
So when I was, like, explaining, like, the rune magic and stuff like that, I was just like, oh yeah, Gingko used runes. Hold on. And then that's how I described it to them. And they're like, oh yeah, that's sick.
Oh, that's so cool. I love that.
hell yeah.
Another little, because like, okay, so this also never really came to be, but the city of Lich in which we were, it was described to me as like there's like this underbelly that is like toxic air and stuff. So like I did give Ginkgo a mask and stuff, you know, to move around there. It looks pretty sick, but like it never really came to I don't know, it was never really important, but it looks fucking cool. Cool as fuck.
Yes, as I have gained XP, I would have shared those images of everyone masked up during the travel through the underbelly, but c'est la vie, c'est la vie. That's why we're doing this.
Yeah. And also, of course, the what was the thing called? God
Star.
something?
God Star.
armor. God. Yeah. Also with gun, because I really enjoyed having a gun as a time wizard. Okay. Yeah. Moving on to Simple's character, I would say.
Yes.
Hello.
Hello. So Simple, what was your inspiration for Dwen and your NPCs?
I kind of, when I was making the character, I was kind of fucking before, but I guess it turned, like, into, like, I don't know, I really like the idea of, sorry, I am fucking tired, let me rephrase that, the character, I mean, Dwen is based, like, the name says itself, Geppetto is, like, based on Pinocchio, you know? He wants to be a real girl, and that was like kind of what I was leading into. This wooden changeling who wanted to be a real woman, and also maybe it was also a trans allegory since I started HRT the same day as episode 1, which is cool.
Oh
Yeah.
my god, that is so cool.
It is.
Yeah.
It's pretty nuts.
The NPCs, I can't remember. I only remember the ginger dude. I can't remember his name.
Yeah.
Ananon. Something.
Glass.
Yeah, Ananon.
Yeah.
Ananon Glass.
I was not able to incorporate all your NPCs, but I definitely Glass and Ananon.
Yeah. Get it? Ananon because he's anonymous. Oh my god, crazy. He was based on just a couple months before I was rereading the Gentleman Bastard book, the first one, and based on like that book of like a thief, a rogue who gets other like canons to guild and like kind of gets children from the orphanage to join the rogues, you know, and do petty crime for them.
And luckily, I was familiar with that book, so I was like, fuck yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah. I don't really have anything cool else I can think of, like...
Well, I know, didn't get a model, but you did have Doif.
Oh yeah, the aunt, yeah, that's the witch, yeah, the witch aunt, yeah, that's totally just the godmother that turned Pinocchio into a real boy. It's the same, just a witch instead of a godmother. That was my kind of idea of making that character.
Hell yeah.
That is so cool. I didn't know that there was so much stuff from Pinocchio in your lore and stuff.
Yeah, that's why it's
Very fitting.
Yeah, his surname is Geppetto because the guy who made Pinocchio is Geppetto. And I was like, how funny. Oh my god, crazy. I said to Liza P, they stole my ideas.
right? They were watching this. They're like, "Oh, Dwen Geppetto, that's such a cool character."
Yeah, totally.
Nice, nice. Okay, so that's some character stuff. Being a slightly bit prepared, we could go talk about like episode to episode and how shit went and what you all remember from them and what you liked from them, what you didn't like from them, all that jazz. So let's start off with episode 1, A Star is Born. So, yeah, since we were doing Shadow of the Demon Lord and I chose the Shadow of the Star, I figured since we were introducing the star, never seen the movie, but I thought, hey, that's a good title for the first episode. So let's name it A Star is Born because we're going off of a fucking star and shit. And there's Zodius that Ruby brought up. Didn't have a model at first for a while, but this is your patron who hired you to start this little misadventure. So episode 1, we began with a chasing because I'm trying to do scene by scene, kind of narrative, episodic. What's the other word? Cinematic, like a movie or a television show. So started off with like a chase scene, and then we got to the characters who had a combat, and that's how we introduced the characters through a combat. And then we had a flashback where, how did our characters get here? Well, they were hired by this gentleman here, Zodius. And, yeah. Anything you all remember from episode 1 or want to discuss? It was rough beginnings. I fucked up. Didn't have Sirenscape for episode 1 because I'm still learning. And what's up, Gar? Welcome in. But yeah, that fucked up Sirenscape. Still learning how to make shit look good with Fantasy Grounds and fucking streaming and, streaming a TTRPG. So everything was kind of fucked up on the screen. But, I was learning. It's rough beginnings. How about you all?
I mean, having watched a little bit of episode 1, like, on YouTube again, I gotta say, it's actually pretty cool, like even to today's standards, like what we have now. Maybe even in some regards even better, I would say. Like,
wow.
I don't know. It is definitely cool, especially like seeing us all move and stuff. Like, not having D&D models, but like, the D&D models that we have now, they kind of add something else to the table, I would say. But I would say it was very, very risky to have us opening with this back and forth scene, if you know what I mean. Like the whole thing seemed extremely risky. We kind of pulled it off, but it was like I think we were all under a lot of stress to perform and everything, and suddenly like, oh, we have to battle and things like that, Like, I don't know. It, like, looking back, it's such a weird start now.
Hey, I was trying.
Adventurous.
Experimental.
Adventurous.
Yeah, you were trying stuff, and that's so cool. Like, you can only learn by trying out this kind of shit. But yeah, I think we wouldn't be doing this, or like at least if we do it now, like now we have like experienced players, because like a few of us were like still not familiar with the system and stuff. So like, yeah. What do you guys think?
I have a really poor memory, so give me like 2 things that happened in it, and I can probably remember the entire episode of those.
Okay. So basically, we started out like in a field, and what I really liked is that Mally described the scene with like two total strangers, like not our characters, but like the scene opened with 2 people, and like they were attacked by some troglodytes.
Okay, I remember now.
Yeah, and then like they said like, oh, please help us, and Izawa was like, get behind me, I will protect you, and then we like had the whole fight there with like 2 naked things, and Mali tried to introduce as many things as possible with, like, you know, they look very scary and stuff, and we need to make a wisdom challenge roll and like and stuff. And I think like Isao was scared, like the only one who was scared. I don't know.
I think it's fitting that Yazar was scared because, like, one of the biggest things that's, like, sticking out to me, haha, funny pun, is literally Trogdick. Like, they were just there, hanging, greasy, cursed.
Yes.
Very cursed.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, terrifying, terrifying. You need a lot of balls to go into battle naked.
After running my own, like, even though it was just a one-shot, it makes me realize, like, how important the start of something can be, because in the one that I done, they nearly just completely avoided, like, the first thing that happened, and we could have just easily just looked at these guys and just went, nah, just didn't care. Like, oh god. Who knows where we would have gone.
It's the magic of D&D. It can go anywhere.
Right.
Tabletops, rather.
Mm-hmm.
And welcome in, Necroviathan, first-time chatter. It's an almost all goblin, though Yizlith is an honorary goblin.
I'm sorry, I'm not green enough.
It's okay. You have the goblin energy.
I do have enough grease.
But yeah, maybe run us by like what happened in that episode, because I think, was that the episode where we had like a whole introduction, like, you know, to Zodiac, who didn't have a model back then, you know, something that is something that would not happen today, I think. Like, you know, you give me like all the NPCs that you need, and I make them then, you know. But like back then, like, we didn't know what he looked like, only by description, I would say.
Yes. And kind of. I don't give you all NPCs because, you know, some of them you make after the episode because I don't want to spoil everything. Even though I try best I can to, behind the scenes, not spoil anything when I send models to Ruby. But yeah, what did you say, rundown? Yeah.
Rundown would be nice. Like, we started with the fight scene. What happened after the fight scene? I think this is where we,
had a flashback where you met Zodius, where you actually introduced your characters and, like, some mannerisms and such. And then we introduced the reintroduction of Finger Nipples.
Beautiful.
Who didn't have a model back then. And I cannot wait for the kit bashing so we could get him perfect.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to remake him.
Nipples at his prime.
I feel like it would have been nicer to Zodius if I knew he looked so fucking cool. Oh my god, his nipples.
Did he also do the intros in the first episode?
Yes. I had you just improv them. I put you all on the spot. Hey, if you had give me like a scene of your characters, you know, just being characters and then doing action stuff and go. And then you had to do improv that.
Yeah, that was like out of nowhere, I think. Like, we were all put on the spot.
That was terrifying.
The immediate fear that flooded my veins.
Yeah.
I was so glad that I was like the third person. Like, if I were like the first person, I was like,
Dude, I have like one brain cell and that's committed mostly to anime. So I was watching a lot of Hunter x Hunter at the time, and it was in like the Chimera Ant arc where it's like talking about like this.
Such a good arc.
It is. It's so fucking good. So it's, you know, like the old dude who was like, he trained for like fucking, I don't know, like months or years or shit. It was just like doing just really badass physical stuff. I'm like, okay, I'm fucking panicking right now. I'm just gonna steal from this.
Oh, that's your inspiration. That is so cool.
Yeah. I really like your guys' stuff with your like experimenting in the lab or like, trying like new like timey-wimey stuff or just sneaking around. It's very fitting of the characters, I feel. So I think we all did a pretty good job despite being like kind of held at gunpoint by a greasy goblin.
I had a lot of inspiration from JoJo actually with my stuff. Like
The time stop,
especially-
yeah.
Yeah, especially like from part 4, the Josuke who heals with his stand, but it also looks like he reverses time and stuff. Like that's
Yeah.
kind of where I got the inspiration from, like for all my time stuff, and also of course the Dio time stuff.
Yeah.
Actually, like in the master path, like later, I was listening to like the Egyptian arc intro like on repeat, and that's where I like got most of my inspiration for the second intro.
I'm rewatching that again right now, actually. Ugh.
So good. I didn't like it
Some-
at first, but like it grew on me.
Yeah.
The background noise is also loud.
Thank you, Simple.
Yeah.
Thank you. I turned it
Just a
down.
little bit.
I know.
Only a
Sorry.
touch.
I'm sorry. I should have checked before. And thank you for the hydrate, Toasty. Everyone to hydrate. But yes, and a quick thing about finger nipples as well. He was first introduced in an off-stream game, so the first request during session 0 is, so what do you want from the game? First request, bring back the nip.
I don't know which one of us suggested that, but I was a big proponent.
It feels like Trixie. Trixie is usually someone who.
He was
she
just
usually-
too good. If that was the case, he was just too good. For like
mean-
a
I mean-
random character who was just inserted into another one of our sessions. One day I hope for Tater back, but you know.
I mean, he has become such a iconic figure in the game. So like, he's your fucking mascot, Mally. Like your,
Yeah, he's like Volo.
your in-world mascot.
Finger nipples merch win.
Oh, you should sell like nipple suction cups. Fingers.
Yes.
That'd be so
yes. Green fingers.
Oh, sweet.
Love it. Hell yeah. Alright, so that intros, and yes, I decided to make this first episode. I got nervous and went with a bunch of dick jokes, ejaculation, and all that. So episode 1 got, I went ahead and made that MA on fucking YouTube. Because when I get nervous, I start doing dick jokes, I guess.
Yeah, wasn't there also like an orgy and stuff?
No, the Queefing Caverns and then the Troglodyte
Oh god,
Orgy.
yeah, it was like wet and
I still had a vial of like the wall juice from the start.
maybe it'll be relevant in the future.
It's so funny because like the first episode doesn't represent the series at all. I would say, like when I was like looking at the first episode, it was like, damn, like it was so different. Like it evolved so much, like in time, basically.
Nice.
It's kind of like a prequel to like the show, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was still getting my footing. I jokingly to myself refer to the series, or episode 1 at least, as I Goblin Slayered it. I fucked up the first episode. That's like, if you can get past the first one, then it's really good.
That's the filter. That's the filter.
Yes, exactly. Weed out the weak. Cool. Yeah. Then there was the, I had that prepared, and I was like, okay, I have this prepared for episode 1. After that, I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do.
And then the fucking title drops. That was like, wait, no, that's in the second
Episode 2,
right?
yes.
Oh my god, that was so fucking cool. Like when you narrated all our intros, like we didn't know about this. Like this came out of nowhere, and suddenly like, wait, I know this. Holy shit, that's our intros. Like I remember totally. Like it was like, and then the fucking sub drops. Thank you, Goo.
Ah, Goo.
Yeah.
Thank you. Much appreciated. Ah.
But like you started narrating. It was like, oh wait, I know this. Oh my god, that is so cool. So yeah, and then the fucking title drops, and it was mwah.
Oh,
So
Chef's
thank you.
kiss.
That
Molto
one,
bene.
I fucking crammed that episode because the fucking after episode 1, I came down with the big K, COVID, and fucking I was sick. And then I finally got over it like 2 days between. Hey, what's up, Skulls and Goblins? We're doing great. We're doing great. Thanks for stopping by. But yeah, I was sick, and so I was like, oh shit, the day's coming up. Please get over this. Please. And then like Thursday, I'm like, okay, I feel good enough. All right, fuck, I gotta come up with something.
So what happened in episode 2? I cannot remember.
This is another episode that got the title because it was something that I heard before, but I've never actually read. I think there's a book called Through the Looking Glass Darkly. So I was like, hey, Through a Glass Darkly, because we're going to be making the obsidian glass. Everyone's going to be training their expert path because we started at 2. And then this would be everyone level 3. So in between, we would have a, training and everything. And Nyx and her trainer would be working on the obsidian glass to make a lens to try to view it. That was Zodius's theory. And what else?
Did we have?
Yes. Oh,
Was Conrad already a thing in episode 2?
Conrad was before the thing, and he was mentioned in episode 1. We had the letter from that Finger Nipples delivered with the Van Klaus seal on the back. So he was mentioned there, but he wasn't there yet. But episode 2, I remember
Oh god.
love Van Klaus. We'll have to get to him.
Fun
but-
fact, I forgot to mention, but like, he is the villain I make.
Yes.
I wanted a halfling villain, and we kind of were spitballing it with stuff, and we decided we need a greasy as fuck mustache for him. So like his mustache is like very like shiny, and yeah, he just looks like a prick, and he is a perfumer or something like Actually,
I think he did like makeup or something. I recall.
and perfume.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He came from a family that made perfume and stuff, and like
and
makeup
cosmetics, yes.
and
I
cosmetics.
forgot. Was he a halfling or just a really short human?
He's a halfling.
Oh.
Of course he's a halfling because like okay, if any like people who know me know that I really don't like halflings. So
Based.
So of course I had to make a halfling villain for myself. That was, and first we had like personal villains, but like I was like, you know what? I don't have like any beef. I don't know him personally, so like it's just gonna have a bad guy do with it whatever he wants.
Made him a total chud, and it's just a great early villain.
Yeah, he was a fucking great early villain. You did so good on him, on his portrayal.
I have a question though, Ruby.
Mm-hmm.
Why is most of the like it's like coming full circle in our current campaign, because look at Van Klaus on screen right now, and then open Cravensworth.
Exactly.
Ravensworth.
The hand, the pose, the hand pose.
They
Hold
have
on.
exactly
Is
the
it the
same energy.
pose?
No,
way.
I didn't make the. Hold on, give me a moment. Where is
2
where is
secs.
Mass of God?
2 secs.
2 secs. Cravensworth.
Cornelius Cravensworth. You might not have him named because I didn't give you a name when I sent him.
Oh, which one? Which one is he?
Count or vampire or something.
Oh, your dad. Just.
No.
No.
The other one.
Oh yes. Hold on.
Top
I know
hat.
which one. Yeah, top hat guy. Hold on. Where is he? Cravensworth, vampire, short stack. Where is he? God damn it. Oh, there we go, little vampire. Yeah. Oh my god, yeah, you are right. But like, I didn't. That was not my intention. I think Mally came to me with this and said make him short or something. Like, you know. It was not my it was not my idea this time. But yeah,
Give him like blonde hair though, and it's like the energy is like nearly exactly the same. Is that the same like chest piece?
No, it's not. No.
Ruby's hatred for halflings coming through, shining bright.
Is this character still alive?
Yes, he's still
Oh,
alive.
have him power up and have his hair turn gold.
Oh,
I
gooped
thought
all
Raven
crazy.
was meant to be mirroring the first villain.
Oh yeah, nice.
No, this is purely accidental, actually.
Be
We know Ruby
coincidence.
has a type.
I do have a type for villains. Yeah, I love noble halfling villains to have because it's so much fun to punch them.
Okay, specifically then, if I ever make a campaign for you and you're invited, your advisor's going to be a halfling, your friend's going to be a halfling, your compatriots are all going to be halflings.
Halfling campaign. How nefarious.
Oh. Shadows Fall 3. All halflings.
Ew.
If we failed, that should be the outcome.
Yes. Post-apocalypse. Only halflings survived.
Yeah.
Ruby
Pockets
should have
fall.
played a dwarf in Shadow of the Demon Lord because they have their hated people's passive where they gain a boon against people they hate.
Racism is a passive?
Racism is a passive. Go look it up.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, if you look into the lore of Shadow of the Demon Lord of the goblins, you will see that goblins actually do, like lore-wise, they do hate halflings. They lose like
Beautiful.
all their goodwill and not goodwill, like good humor. Like when halflings are around, they just don't get along. So like I am a lore-friendly goblin.
Hey, welcome in,
Pockets fall.
Davis.
Goob
Yes.
likes to tease me about halflings as well. I hate it.
Yeah. So, we're still
Don't
on
you
the...
like their hairy
Okay.
feet? Don't you like their
I
hairy
hate
feet,
them. I
Ruby?
hate them so much.
Their big hairy feet.
No.
Mm.
Ew.
Would you like a nice halfling foot hair sweater?
Ugh, ew. Okay, moving on. What else happened in the second episode?
No, we're still only on the second episode. And this is where we can talk about. I start sending you all like messages for in between episodes since we were doing like time jumps between episodes, right? So I wanted to get.
Yes.
I want it to be consensual. So I wanted to
What,
get.
Trixie? Stop being on the table.
Whoa. It's good.
You gluing hair onto your feet?
I'm gonna kick her.
But one thing that I did ask you all was like, so you gathered samples of the obsidian glass from this cave. What did you do with the glass? And 3 of you said you kept it for some reason or another, and 1 of you said you didn't. So I had everyone start with nightmare scenes, except for Dwen, who didn't keep her glass, and she just had a nice, relaxing sleep scene. But the 3 of you started out with nightmare scenes where Twixie was with her dad and mom, and her dad was like, she's not moving back in with us, is she? And, you know, he exits the scene, and then we get a scene with Yizlith, and this was so fucking funny. Yazara, I was like, okay, so you're in the bar, oh, you're with Alaric. Yeah, and then we have, and then we have Gingko with Vinegar, and we have Simple sleeping just peacefully. Then we go back to fucking Nyx, and then her mom like is like trying to comfort her but telling her she's not worth anything, and then her form turns into obsidian glass demon looking creature, and then Yazara's like, okay, Alaric, he stabs into you, but you look up and you see that it's not Alaric, it's Giuseppe, and you start describing Spungo Man. I'm like, wait, isn't Giuseppe the halfling? Oh, that shit was hilarious. But yeah, the nightmare scenes, that was fun to write and role play with you all. And then that's when when I was cramming for episode 2, I went back and watched episode 1, and I tried to write down everything you all said for your fucking intros, word for word. I wrote them down. And then, Simple, I did have to write yours. It's all good. You're new. It's fine. And then, so when, after I did the nightmare scene, I was like, this is perfect time for the intro and the title drop. So I just changed the music. Do I have the music ready? I think this was the,
Do you still have the intro written down? Can you read it for us again?
I do have it written down, but it's in this one? Okay, yeah. I still have my notebook.
man.
Oh my god,
Oh,
yes,
no.
this is exciting.
It's gonna be so nostalgic.
But the thing is, I wrote this down, and I fucking wrote it like on the back of a page, and then the back of another page, and then scribbled it on another page. The scene opens. A dark corridor, various colored smoke, silhouettes of a faun over a desk, many concoctions she's pouring. We see long black hair covering one eye, and then I go on. Yeah. Nah. I'm not gonna do the whole thing. Because it takes like five minutes to read this shit.
But it's so good! Come on, we have the time for it.
Yeah, it's like a One Piece like catch up like thing.
Alright, where was I?
Good to see.
Scene opens, a dark corridor, various colors smoke, silhouette of a faun over a desk, many concoctions pouring. We see long black hair covering one eye, tiny horns, and pale chemical burns, wearing black rubber gloves and apron. A potion explodes in green smoke. That smoke transitions to the same greenish potion at her belt. 3 halflings armed with weapons charging at her. She hurls a potion into the face of one. The face of this halfling melts as the potion crashes in. Then we have a zoom in on Nyx. She takes her glove off and then wipes her brow. As she wipes her brow, the scene changes to Yazara going ham on some ham in a tavern. Large frame orc woman in short black hair, piercing yellow eyes, and mighty thews. She rips a loaf of bread from the table, tearing a bite out. As the bite is torn asunder, so does the scene change to Yazara, hot and heavy and sweaty, going to town on her workout routine. As the bar bell hits the ground, it bounces, and the scene that starts under the bounce is Yazara in the fighting pit, battling a heavily built clockwork with knife hands. It jabs, she dodges, it uppercuts, she sidesteps. Then like a rock'em sock'em robot, she replies in kind with her own uppercut, sending the clockwork's head flying, changing the scene to an arcane chandelier that pans down a huge library to a goblin. Long ruffled reddish-brown hair, androgynous face, glowing red eyes behind round glasses. Simple, unkempt robes. Next to them, a big chalkboard, scribed with runes and notes. The goblin is furiously flipping through the pages of a book. The runes on the board begin to shift and move until they read Gingko, a blue glowing light. It radiates until it flashes the screen. Then we see Gingko in the streets, not fucking around, crossbow locked and loaded, aiming, releasing. A bolt flies across the screen, flying past a hooded figure that steps out of an alley into a busy street, the appearance of a young human woman, brown chin-length bobbed hair, dark hood and robe, in which, in a flourish, she spins, whips it off, stuffing it into a backpack. As the cape blocked our view of her for but a moment, the vision of her is replaced A middle-aged woman, long blonde hair, slightly overweight, limps into the crowd. Two guards from the alley run from the alley and pause for a moment to perceive their surroundings, then begin to run, right past the portly blonde lady. It begins to rain. We see a shot of the face of the lady smile as the camera pans up to the rain, then back down again, as we see the form of Dwen, hooded, standing in the rain, a silhouette approaching from behind. She turns quickly. No one is there. Where's the next page? The camera switches to the other side. We see the figure behind Dwen again, but this time we pan down to see Dwen's rapier in a backwards thrust, impaled into this assailant. We switch to a shot of what we now see. A masked, robed figure impaled, leaping back, reaching for something in their sleeve, as a dagger flies into their forehead of this person, dropping them, as we see from away, Dwen cleaning her rapier of blood in a single flick. And then I, what was it? Improv the last part, something about, and then we see the camera circling our heroes back to back, circling around from an upper shot, then it zooms down to a lower shot, the night sky behind our heroes, our four heroes standing in a row, an ominous red star in the center. And then the fucking title drops. But I don't have it prepared. Sorry, the title drop is not ready. I'm sorry.
Oh my god,
How
it was
dare
so
you.
nostalgic. Holy shit.
August.
I was smiling through the whole thing.
Oh, that's
For
good.
sure.
And my handwriting was crap.
Anime opening.
Awesome. Hell yeah. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it. That was fun.
Yeah. Oh
It's
my
just
god.
a pool like a few $1,000s and get it animated.
Oh,
Wonderful.
well, the Master Path intro, I really love that one. That one was fun.
Oh, that one is also so good.
Mm.
Goob, the nostalgia hitting hard. Awesome. Hell yeah. So yeah, that episode 2. So let's see. We did the nightmare scenes, the fucking title drop. Love that. So the first time, remember episode 1? I had you all do your intros, and then I improv the star thing, and I didn't know what the fuck I was doing, right? So I'm kind of talking as I dropped the title. I'm like, fuck that up. And then episode 2, when I was doing that, I was like, you know what? And then the fucking title drops and clicked it. That was just me like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm not professional.
live.
Yes.
What was the end goal of episode 2? Because like I cannot remember that.
Okay, yeah. So you were going to meet we have another Edgar. You were going to meet Edgar, which was Twixie's Artificer trainer. You were going to pick up the lens that Twixie and him were working on, but you find him dead. He was murdered. And then that's where we introduced the Inquisitor DiGiorno.
That's where we had Inquisitor DiGiorno, yes.
And another NPC that I did not have a voice prepared. I just did it on the spot, and that's what happened. A murder!
A murder.
It fits the pictures. It fits like the model so well, though.
Yeah. God, he's so thick.
I know.
The way that like the model was placed on screen and you made the voice, I immediately looked at it. I was like, "Oh God, I'm gonna hate this guy."
Oh, honestly, we didn't have a model for him until episode 4.
Oh yeah, he came back later again.
That
Yeah.
was when we were in like the city, right?
The trial.
Yeah, that was the trial episode.
But episode 2, yeah. And you were in the city of Lidge. There was a murder, and you were trying to figure out Giuseppe's dagger was in Edgar. So you went to try to find Giuseppe in some high-class inn and have a word with him. Oh shit, my OBS says it's red, so I don't know how the stream's doing right now, honestly.
It's a little bit crispy, but it's fine now.
It was a little bit crispy for like a second,
Yeah.
and then it was like fine.
Oh, it says it's in the red currently, so... Damn you, OBS. Why are you in the red?
Don't worry, like the stream is running.
Cool. Yeah, and then you went and had a word with Giuseppe, who was getting killed or attacked, and then you had to fight them, and then you talked with Giuseppe. learned that he had betted the dagger at the clockwork cockfights. And yes. And then you were like, so in my head, you were gonna, like, he said who he was. Damn it, I'm going red again. It went green for a second.
That's fine.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Boy, okay, yeah, so no
We'll
worries.
tell you if the stream crashes.
Thank you. So I assumed that you would go, oh, nice. Welcome to the Warband Arbrotna. Appreciate the follow. So you learned it was cultists, and they were from the, I can't remember what it was called now, but it was,
Something red, something. Like, they were all in red, they all had fire damage, I remember it now, and we snuck into their lair, I think.
Yes.
Now I
Yeah,
remember.
it was like hidden in like some other building or something.
Yes, you snuck in there. But before that, I have a question or an answer for Twixie. Last time we did a TYRS talk, she was like, did we ever throw you for a loop for anything that you weren't prepared for? And I was like, I'm stoned, I don't remember. But now I remember. I was expecting y'all, okay, y'all know it's the cult, y'all are gonna go there. And y'all are like, hey, let's go to the clockwork cockfights and try to find these cultists. I'm like, oh shit, okay, well, let's do that. So you went to, that's where we got the elevator scene too, with Finger Nipples with a new job as the elevator. Yes.
Oh, that was so fucking embarrassing.
Finger Nipples as the elevator.
Yeah. He did the elevator operator, and you get to chat with him. That was fun. But you went and you were like, yeah, we're going to go there. I'm like, well, I don't think they would go back. They got what they needed, but you know what? They're going there, so they're going to find the cultists. The cultists come in, you're like, okay, we're going to chase them. I'm like, okay, well, don't have a map prepared, so theater the mod.
That's right. Isn't that also where I fucking, like, used one of my spells that I prepared just for fun, you know, the tracking spell.
Yes.
And, like, that's why we actually, like, were able to find them again.
Yes, that was I
was so fucking proud of that. Sorry.
No, I was proud of that too. That was fucking beautiful. Hell yeah. And then you, one of them teleported away, and you tracked them down to their lair, and you had a fight near the end where a lot of fire damage. Dwen got knocked out, and I completely forgot to say, oh, and she changes back into sticks and mud when she's unconscious, but c'est la vie.
C'est la vie.
But that was episode 2, Through a Glass Darkly. And then it ended with the showing, right? And then Zodius actually sees the star, and then I described some kind of Mass Effect visions of red flashes of like a barren wasteland and stuff, which I had no plans for that. I was just like, hey, it would be cool to have a little scene, kind of like the Mass Effect thing, and I'll work with it later. And it actually worked out perfectly fine later, but yeah.
I think this is why he has, like, the black eye then.
Yes.
Because, yeah.
Yes.
He's got wingworm.
So yeah, that was episode 2, Through a Glass Darkly.
He stared at the demonacy too closely.
Episode 3.
In my opinion, episode 3 is when things start getting better, even though I fucked up the end. Episode 3, Dangerous Game. So that, I know a little bit more about that book / movie.
That was with Conrad, right?
Yes.
That was yes. Oh my god, that was so good.
Because you were at this point level 4, and this was the first introduction of the Stand Ready music, which I love. Fucking love this song.
Oh yeah, you said a lot. That one's good.
But yeah. I knew what level were y'all, about 4 by then. I was like,
Probably 4, yeah.
I need to introduce Conrad as a villain. If I wait any longer, it's not gonna be as menacing. So I'm like, okay. And then so Zodius passed out, is in a coma after episode 2, after actually looking at the star. And then we have time pass. So I asked the group, okay, so now that Zodius is out of commission, Klaus is wanting to have a meeting about this mine that he funded. So Klaus is the one who funded the expedition to the mine, or the cavern, to find the obsidian glass. And he wanted to have a meeting about it. So I was like, hey, are you all cool with going to his private island for a meeting? Because I was like, how do I play off this guy as a villain, right? He's a noble, whatnot. So in my brain, in the back, somewhere locked away, I was like, oh yeah, there's like a book and a movie called The Most Dangerous Game, where like a rich dude hunts humans for fun. I was like, hey, that's perfect. Let's do that. We'll have Conrad as a rich dude who hunts people for fun. So I'll invite them to the island and then I'll hunt them. But let's make sure they're cool with that. So I sent you a message. Hey, so Conrad's having a meeting, bringing you to his house on airship on his private island. Are you all cool with that? I got the okay, so I started prepping that. And then that's how it started, with the airship to Van Klaus Island.
It's funny that you asked. Like, why would we not be okay with that?
Well, because I mean,
It's creepy as fuck.
yeah, so running a narrative game like this, but also a TTRPG, I'm not trying to railroad. I did not want to railroad, so I wanted to always give you options. I didn't want to say, hey, this is what's happening. No, because I'm not trying to railroad. So I'm like, hey, are you cool with this before I continue?
Oh, that's your logic.
Yeah, that was my logic. Plus, there was time skip in between, so I wanted to make sure shit went down. But, yeah, so y'all went to Van Klaus Island. You saw it was like a jungle island, and then he had like a fucking barricades around his house. Y'all land on the top and go inside, and then you freaking Yuzara takes a bath while y'all start walking around examining stuff. Orders a ham and takes a bath while y'all start exploring the mansion.
It's not every day you get to like bathe in a nice tub, okay? As an adventurer, you're like bathing in a river, using like a washcloth or something.
I mean, I
It's
was
worth
usually stuck in my library most of the time as Gingko, so I don't know. They would probably have some bathtubs.
I'm sure their bathing accommodations are a lot better than like the Coliseum or the street.
Probably. I don't think like this group were really like hardcore adventurers. Like we went on some missions together, but like we never really were like a classic adventurer group that would
That's true.
travel across the land, becoming the best and whatever.
Like no one ever was.
Like no one ever was.
But yeah, that was a fun episode. I knew there was a few ways I wanted to get you into the island to be hunted, and I knew one way that was probably going to be easy was to tell you not to go into the West Wing.
And then we went to the West Wing.
Exactly. Well, you got distracted.
How to get a group of people to do something? Tell them not to do it.
Exactly. Easy. But you got distracted along the way and were looked at his like makeup display and everything, and then here comes Yuzara with a greasy ham and just plops it on the fucking table. Loved it.
Sees the makeup, make me pretty.
Yes. Oh yeah, we had the freaking makeover montage. And then you were called to dinner before you get a chance to explore more, and that's I got to roleplay Van Klaus finally. Mein Heim ist dein Heim.
I love the fake German.
Hell yeah. Oh, that was so much fun. But yeah, you had a meeting with Klaus. He's like, I've altered the deal. Pray I don't alter it further, but you can stay at my house. And so, yeah, I knew you were going to the West Wing, so I was like, okay, I don't have to drug the food or anything. Hey, welcome to the warband. Rather be shiny. Ha! That's shiny. Nice. Hey, Rosu, welcome in. Welcome in. Excellent, excellent. Hey, Danny. Holy shit. Sorry. A lot of people coming in. Oh, well, it's okay, Shiny. You're following now. Much appreciated. But yeah, I knew you were going to probably explore some more, so I was like, yeah, I'll just don't need to poison the food or have any combat here. I might have introduced Dagendorf here, but you were like, yeah, we'll just go back to our rooms, and y'all decided to explore, so I was like, perfect. So I got to show off Van Klaus's trophy room in the West Wing with Beast and whatnot, and then with actual humanoids before you are all elevated down into a cavern that led to the island. With like a freaking, what is it? Phonograph.
Yeah.
I fucked up that word. I don't remember.
Yeah. Yeah. Didn't fucking Von Klaus or something have like little like stands for each of us, and it was just like such a, oh god, this guy's such a bitch moment.
Yes. But there wasn't one for Twixie because Twixie was going to go to Dagendorf, ostensibly.
Yeah. And then we found an ally in the jungle.
Yes, please
Christ.
talk about Spungo Man, Yislith.
What the fuck am I gonna say about Spungo Man? I don't even know anything about him. Is he a rebel? Is he a hero? What is this man? He's just greasy.
He is a legend.
God, look at that shine. Look at that normal map on that.
Look at that.
The fact that the way you introduced him as being like this great goblin hero and then present this to me.
Oh, I really talked him up, and he's just like this fucking dude.
I mean, to be fair, like this is his jungle outfit. Like this is all like stuff he made probably himself, you know, with improvised weapons and shit.
Oh, totally.
So like, and also like unmatching shoes. So like, yeah, like this is not his usual attire probably.
Contextually, he's kind of a badass, but just initially when you see him, it's like, what the fuck are you?
And it's something like I never get to use the monobrow. Like it's not something I can usually do. So like and also like the very greasy. Like I had a lot of fun with this model actually because I got to use stuff I usually never use. Like I never get to make like such an ugly motherfucker.
Glad you kept the hair.
Totally.
Glad you kept the hair. I was like, this hair is perfect.
Yeah, the hair was perfect.
The Franklin is a choice pick.
Yeah, and I think this episode I actually started using the sound effect. I'd have the gun go off every now and then while y'all are traveling through the island. And then, you run into Spungo Man, and then, Van Klaus and Dagendorf are flying an ornithopter across the island, hunting you, and then you set a trap where Gingko uses her awesome spell.
Oh, yeah, I can't remember what the spell was.
Glyphic Prison.
Yeah, Glyphic Prison. Yeah, that was so cool.
Stretching, thank you, Shiny. But then we have a shitty-ass combat at the end where Dagendorf falls too early, Van Klaus gets killed easily. Hindsight, I should have had more minions. But,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Twixie rolled like really fucking well and shot a few people in the back or something like that. So it just ended really quickly, and Dagendorf's death was like a little flaccid.
yes. I want to talk about this with Twixie if she'd get out from under the fucking table. Twixie!
It's crawling under there, it's warm.
Stop it. Stop
Good
trying to
goblin
lick my feet.
conditions. Oh no. Oh no.
But yeah, I definitely want to talk about that. Come on back, Twixie. What else?
Yeah, this was a whole thing back then. Like something like sniffing toes.
If I recall, I got like I just yoinked the golden fucking gun off of
Yes, you
what's his
did.
face?
You had the golden rifle from Klaus, like until the end of the game, I think.
Yes.
I didn't use it until like the second to the last episode.
I used to have a model with like where I equipped him. Like I mean, fuck it, I can do it live. Where I equipped him with the golden rifle. Like
I recall that.
And you did it like during stream.
I did it in game. I did just like I'm doing it now.
Oh, she's back.
Welcome
Hello.
back, Trixie.
Oh, I didn't want to talk about Dagendorf without you.
I gave him this hat, you know, and then like you know
Yeah.
because like you said he had a golden rifle, so I quickly like got like a historical thing and then like post him and shit, and then I fucking sent it to you mid game.
That was good shit.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the Dagendorf fight was anticlimactic. Yazara cut off his leg and you killed him. He got to drink a potion and not much else. I had one more minion in the Ornithopter, but the Glyphic prison explosion pretty much wiped him out. Hindsight, I should have had more minions in there. Thanks to Twixie for the feedback. After the episode, I did receive feedback from Twixie. Said, "Hey, my villain Dagendorf, that he premature ejaculated. It kind of sucked. And my abilities, I mean, I kind of wish you had more minions in here." I'm like, you know what? I am listening, Twixie.
Like,
And
Not like other DMs.
so I was.
Is that a hint? Is that a hint?
It's a hint.
Neo Dagendorf.
Yeah, so I was listening, and Ruby was listening as well. She threw this together real quick. Dagendorf with a new leg and arm because of reasons. I'm like, yeah, perfect. Twixie, I didn't want to say anything, but I was like, Ruby, I got Twixie. Thank you for this. And Ruby was like, don't bring him back next episode. I'm like, oh, no. He's got to marinade.
He needs to marinate, yes.
No, I think it worked out in the end where it was like kind of disappointing, and then he just kind of came out with his own like whole big encounter.
Yeah, I think it worked
That
out.
encounter was so
I think
good.
I think this is like an example of one of like my least favorite, because I really liked the episode up until like that point, but then it made like the episode in the future my favorite episode that we had.
Yeah.
So it very quickly turned from like one of the disappointing moments for me to being one of like the oh fuck yeah, this is great.
Hell yeah.
Like that was one of the fucking best redemption arcs, because at the time I felt really guilty because I was like, yeah, no, I kind of felt really I felt really bad for telling you like, yeah, no, sorry, that wasn't like something that I enjoyed very much, and I was like, no, I've hurt his feelings.
No, it can't get better unless you get constructive feedback. So no, please, I always want feedback. If something sucks, let me know, because I don't want to suck. That's my goal.
If you, I mean, technically, like I would have, like if you hadn't said anything, you know, if we hadn't like caught up on this whole like, oh, Trixie is kind of disappointed on that, because I didn't know Dagendorf was your villain, basically. Like I thought like he was just like, you know, oh, you made him and ha, you know. I didn't know like he was such a big deal to you. But like when I found out, I was like, oh damn, we do need to bring him back. Like, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, and I gotta thank you for that,
done
Ruby.
dirty.
Digging done dirty. And I've got to thank you for that, Ruby. You making this model was like the fucking muse of inspiration I needed.
I love inspiring you.
Hell yeah.
The
Same.
temptation as well, if I had the money and Ruby wasn't like as busy as she was, like last night I actually came to her and was just like, I have a concept for something, and I know you make like I first messaged you with hi, I would like to commission you, and you went hi Ruby if you got the wrong person. And I was just like, I heard you make good maps in Incarnate, and you were like, oh, actually. But like the temptation to also be like, hey, can you make like Hero Forge models of like all of my players' characters? But I also know that you're like.
Of course, I can.
But at the same time, I feel really guilty for turning around and doing that because it's like, yeah, but this is something that she's never gonna see, so I feel guilty.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. I love doing these.
Yeah. But
yeah, that was episode 3.
And then more feedback from Ruby this episode. She was like, do we have to have combat every episode? And I was like, no, but I'm not used to running games without combat. I'll see what I can do. Hence.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Wow, I now that you say it, yeah, I was like, because like, you know, the what I noticed is that all of the episodes were kind of formulaic at this point. Like, you know, we had a little bit of combat, a little bit of gameplay, a little bit of other stuff, you know. And like, I was like, you know, I'm used to, because like, I mean, you also playing like in a Foxy campaign, you know, we have a lot of sessions where we don't fight. So I was like, you know, we don't really need battle. You can just like throw something and, you know, I don't know, we don't need to fight every time.
Yeah. Honestly, most of my DM experience comes from running Pathfinder Society and D&D Adventurers League. And so those are like one-shot adventures that always have like a, you know, formula of combat and roleplay and whatnot. Of course you can ask, all Bratnar. Questions are welcome. Please. How long was this campaign? It lasted 11 episodes. We did quick level up between almost all episodes. Shadow of the Demon Lord, you level up every adventure, and most episodes became one adventure. So, and we started at level 2. So we ended up with 11 total episodes.
Yeah, and you can watch it all on YouTube, actually.
Yes. Thank you.
For your pleasure.
Yes. All with mostly edited. I have not went back and edited episode 2 yet. That's the only one because I'm a lazy mofo. But all the other ones are edited, which we'll get to it, but it's fucking hilarious because of the fuck up of the finale. I had to edit that shit. So after the credits roll, it's like the most anticlimactic. It's like, oh, that was cool. But oh, it's hilarious. Rewatching it makes it feel like none of the players really cared. Oh yeah, that was a session.
What?
But it's all good. So that was episode 3, right? Dangerous game. Hunted by a halfling on an island. And then episode 4, I was like, okay, no combat. What are we going to do? I think simple. Got inspiration from you. I think you said something about, what if we're blamed for murdering this guy? I'm like, yeah, what if you
That
are?
came from you?
We did? I don't remember.
Oh my god, this is because like it resulted in one of my favorite episodes.
Yeah, and you were like, yeah, what if we're blamed for this? I'm like, oh yeah, that's perfect. Okay, so I need a non-combat episode. How about a trial? That would be perfect. So I messaged you. Well, actually, I didn't message much in this one because I didn't really want to spoil anything. So I came up with the title. I was between 2 titles. So I knew I wanted to have a trial, but I knew that wouldn't fill up a whole episode. So I'm like, what's going to be the second half? So one working title was Trial and Terror. So we were going to have the trial and then have some kind of horror thing in the end, but I couldn't wrap my head around that. But then I thought, how about Law and Disorder? That way I can finally get Dwen in on this, and I'll have her fucking guy testify against her, but then also be like, hey, you know, I was just doing it for the money. Come back and help me with something, Dwen, kind of thing. So yeah, that's how that came to be. And then at the beginning I was like, so hey, You get back, you tell the authorities what happened, but you know they have to do their own investigation, so you're going to be locked up while they investigate. And you know, is that cool with you? And you agreed. So but in between episode, you came back from the island and you've been in prison and you were training and leveling up in prison.
In hindsight, I really enjoy that episode because I've been getting really into crime dramas and shit. But at the moment, I was like, this is so weird. What is going on?
And-
It's really cool how experimental it was.
It was at a time. It was actually at a time because I remember being like extremely into law stuff in America, like because there was the Johnny Depp trial going on, and like I soaked everything up, like how they speak in court, and like what kind of information they get and stuff like that, you know, and like I was like in my element, man.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh yeah, you were just busting it out, dude. You were busting it out. It was great. You carried like the whole trial.
I never thought I could like play a lawyer character because like I have no idea about laws, but like, you know, thanks to like all the shit that I was watching at the time, like I kind of was like, oh yeah, and this and that, like I had so much fun.
Sorry I missed your
I
comment
need to rewatch
earlier.
that episode now.
Hell yeah. All Brotnar, you love Shadow the Demon Lord. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Sorry I missed that earlier. But yeah, I did research too, and I had Faye do that because you know, I work. I was like, hey, could you watch some fucking YouTube videos and give me like words and like the order of operations during a trial? So I did some research and got that ready, and then NPCs. I was like, oh, this is a good time to have some NPCs. Who are we going to have as a prosecutor? Well, the Inquisitor, because, you know, he's already claiming about you all being murderers. That's perfect. And, hey, I can throw Vinegar in there as well, helping him, because I want to add, you know, your NPCs in here. And then I was like, okay. Go.
The scene with Vinegar, wasn't it like, didn't he like play like some kind of illusion and made like Gingko look very, very embarrassingly bad or something?
Yes.
And he was giggling to himself. It was so good.
Hell yeah. What's been your favorite part of Shadow of the Demon Lord? The system itself? Davis, please elaborate. And then, so for the prosecutors, and then for the defendants, I was going to throw Tick Tick in here as well. I was going to have your father and Tick Tick, but then I was like, that's too many NPCs. And I really wanted you all to do the trial. I only had Anton there as a backup in case you all had cold feet and didn't want to do like talk during the trial. But Gingko, you stepped up and was fucking amazing.
It's really funny because defending yourself in a trial is just such a weird thing.
It is such a bad move to do in America. Like, never defend yourself. Always get a lawyer, you know.
Yeah.
But like, you know, fantasy world and stuff. Like, you know.
No, yeah, it's like a superhero thing, dude. The father coming in was such a big moment. That was crazy.
I think this was the first time we ever saw your father. I think.
Well, the first time we saw a model of him, we saw him in episode 2 during Nyx's nightmare scene. Yeah.
Right, yeah. But like now we saw him in action.
Yes. And then everybody that I sent you models for this, I had them like closely in court attire, and then you sent me back models of looking badass, and I'm like, okay, I don't want to spoil that there's going to be a trial, so I'm going to go with this. Looks great. We'll just say, hey, they're in their trial attire, but your models always. Mwah.
And these are the old models. Like, I'm not even proud of them anymore. I like them, but like, I could make them so much better now.
Davis, I hope.
Pain of an artist, dude.
It's real.
I hope, Davis, finger nipple merch soon. Keep the dream alive.
I mean, Finger Nipples is a stable character, like even in the new game. So.
Oh,
like,
he
of
was
course-
in this episode too as a fucking court reporter using his nipples to type up the.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Right. Oh my god. Yes, I remember.
Oh, yes, yes. So he wasn't in episode 3, but Finger Nipples returned for episode 4 as the court reporter. And then yeah. Go for
The
it.
whole campaign really feels like a TV show, really, which is pretty cool because it's like when a lot of characters were like pre-model, it's like when they like kind of show up for like a short scene or like they're kind of in like the background, but when they have a model, it's like just imagine the framing and it's just like that character being like showcased. It's really interesting. At least that's how I remember it in my mind.
Oh,
No,
cool.
same here. I remember it just like you, I would say. And it's so nice to talk about like all the episodes, like, and because like, you know, it's all coming back to me now.
Oh, totally.
Oh yeah, I'm so glad. Thank you all for joining me on this. I'm so glad you did. I know real quick, we didn't talk about a time frame. Are you good for a 3 to 4 hour stream? We're at the 2 hour 46 mark.
Oh yeah, no problem.
No, we're at the 1 hour 46. Math. Yeah.
I'm okay. I'm okay. I will need to, like, let's say 3 hours is fine for me.
Okay.
Like, in total.
So an hour and 15. So we'll have to do it like the campaign and fucking Game of Thrones this stream. Yeah. So we had the trial. That was fun. I don't know if there was anything else afterwards. This was the first point where I wanted to give some reconciliation, or at least show a hint of love, fatherly love from Anton to Nyx.
And it was also later on, I think, you said with Dwen, there was stuff with Dwen.
Oh yeah. After the trial, and Anton says a kind word to Nyx and flies off. And Dwen reconnects with the thief maker Glass and was like, hey, you know how business is. I just got hired. I knew you wouldn't get arrested, and if you were, I would have broken you out, kind of thing. But hey, guess what? I'm not in charge anymore. Your rival Mary has taken over the superhero pose.
Lights off, you said.
I don't think I've ever
That's the
seen
same
that.
thing I fucking thought too. Holy crap.
Skibbity!
Just levitates away. I think he went in like an ornithopter.
He
so,
did.
like,
He did. Oh.
Sorry.
No, that's hilarious. But Glass was like, hey, Mary took over. I need you to, get something for me back at the place. And this is where I started planting seeds. I was like, yeah, Mary took over because we had a fight because she wanted to take over Dagendorf's turf. And I was like, no, that's not a good idea. And, there was a coup and she kicked me out. So now she's running the Thieves Guild plus Dagendorf's territory. So I need you to go in. And I did prepare a combat just in case things went south. But it was mostly role-playing. Dwen talking with Mary, trying to get, what was it? The Mahjong tile. His lucky Mahjong tile. I did that for you, Simple.
oh yeah. Holy shit.
And
It's so weird to know someone who plays Mahjong.
and then you all distracted Mary with conversation while Glass snuck in and actually stole some stuff back that he wanted. And then he gave you all information on, at the end of the episode, gave you like a dossier of who hired him to testify against you in the trial. And that's how the episode ended. That was episode 4. And then episode 5.
Yeah, what's episode 5 again?
Anything to add on episode 4 before we continue? Nah.
Not by me, no.
Thanks, Broughton.
That was more of a transitionary episode. I can't fucking say words. But yeah, I think we were just like building up to something bigger. It was
Yeah.
a lot of doing that, so there's not as much payoff in it. But you know, I feel a lot of games and like shows and stories and these things need those like lulls, the calm before the storm.
Yeah, you need that, yeah, and it was a perfect time because like every episode before that was so action packed, and then
Yeah.
like we had this trial, which was a good thing to basically like calm down the series and before it goes up again.
Oh yes, yes. I'm trying to do it. I'm trying to do a cool episodic style to this anthology. So I'm glad that it's coming off that way. And then
Oh, for sure.
then we go to episode 5, which becomes combat heavy. The title, this is the only episode where the title was like meh. It's called Obsidian Reality. I guess the first title I probably should have stuck with, Minds of Malice. But yes, this is where you get the dossier, learn that the Watchers have a subset called the Seekers have a subset called the Watchers of the Blossoming Red Virgin, and they have taken over the mines and the operation with from Klaus.
Oh, that was us being back at the Pussy Cavern, right?
Yes, you start off.
Oh God.
Prepping the episode. You get the dossier. There was a little recap. You begin prepping, and then you go to this little hamlet outside of the mines that looked abandoned.
That was the first time where where Nyx used her teleportation magic
Yes.
to shove something into someone else, I think.
Yes, a ham.
Something like I immediately. Oh yes, that part. Oh.
It's so funny because like I don't remember much of it, but like this is something that really stuck with me.
Oh,
That
yes.
was the moment that I was like, I literally looked at this tradition because beforehand I think I was feeling a little bit like underpowered as a character, or like I didn't particularly have much to do, and then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try something different, and sort of like looked into teleportation. I was like, this sounds fun, and then I did that, and like one of the things I was like, oh, I like
getting
this.
weird.
Yeah, shit's getting weird from there on out.
Hell
That's the
yeah.
cool thing about higher levels, for sure. Like, you start getting all these, like, really interesting powers and things. And then the fuckery you guys do with it is just, oh.
So what? The Hamlet ambush. So it was a big combat there. Hindsight, I might have actually killed Gingko, but
What do you mean?
you ended your turn in the wall of fire. You should have taken another 3d6 damage.
Oh,
You were already
yeah, was it-
unconscious, so that probably would have killed you if I would have remembered. But-
because like I can't remember this part, but like the wall of fire was like a little bit like it wasn't really clear to me where the fire was. Like
Oh, I actually put out a little image of the fire. I go, yeah, I did. But no, what had happened was they cast a spell and it dropped you. It was 3d6 damage that dropped you. Dwen ended up dragging you out of the fire next round. But if I would have played rules as written, at the end of that turn that you dropped, you would have taken 3d6 damage again and probably would have died outright.
oh fuck! Thank you for saving my life, man.
That was just me being forgetful.
Now, like, doing, like, teleported in time into, like, your little brain cell and just, like, squished one of them. You forgot.
Oh
at the
yeah,
very moment.
you became a time mage, so you probably would have rescued yourself, and nobody would have known.
Yeah.
So it works out. So there was a big combat, and then you search around the village, find a kid, and said that all the people were drugged and taken off to the mines. So you go to the mines, and we have a fun-ass mine cart chase.
Oh, God.
Yes! Oh my god, I remember that.
Oh, God, we met that guy there, huh?
Which guy?
Oh,
Which guy?
Don't worry.
Oh, the guy
don't
that
worry
we
about
had
it.
to kill? Or do you mean... Wait, was this where we
It's like
met this guy? The
The ch-
Fey Devil...
Yeah,
No,
the
no,
cheeky
Guy?
fuck in a box, right?
no,
No,
no.
that was
That's
later.
episode
No.
7.
Or is that later?
That's a later.
Oh.
Yeah, there was no models for this, so you had the minecart chase, and that was fun as fuck. And then you get to the end, and there was a high cultist who you had to fight. There was like these pools. Oh, and fucking magic objects, like enchanted objects. I tried to give them out and everything. So like one of these guys had some magic shoes, and you looted, but you never wore them or anything. It was so you could walk on the surface of any liquid. So you could walk through this. Remember this red ass cavern with all this burning blood in it? And you fought this cultist, and when you killed her, she vomited forth an obsidian demon, and then you had to fight the demon.
That was one of our first real, like, boss battle
Yes.
episodes. I remember that.
Yeah, but I put the shoes in there so anybody who wore them could run across that burning liquid without having to worry about it. C'est la vie. Nah. But yeah, that was a
I
hell
don't
of a
even
combat.
remember who picked it up.
You
I don't
did.
even-
You did.
I did? Oh, yeah, I knew it. Oh, I just
Of
completely
course you
fucking
did.
forgot about it.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
As if I would pick up shoes.
I thought they were cool. They're nice boots, and then I just like held on to them, looked at them, didn't think about it, and then just threw it in my bag, I guess.
Probably.
It's like, put them on, idiot. Come on. Nah.
Do it.
Do it now.
Walk on water, you can fly.
Well, I can't fly.
But yeah, that was episode 5, a nice little heavy combat episode where you actually got to deal with the cult that was giving you trouble. So that was the end of the cult activity. Well, no, that wasn't the end of the cult activity. That was the end of the heavy cult activity. So between episode 5 and episode 6, I was like,
Yeah.
I want a cool, like, in my head, you know, thinking of a show and stuff. I want to start the episode with a cool little firefight. I'm picturing, you know, people behind tables reaching up and shooting and stuff, but doing it fantasy style. So I'm like, so hey, is it cool if like after you clear out the mines, you come back, the law is like, hey, you were good at clearing out those cultists. We have a lot of secret cult layers here. Can you work for us and help clear out the cult layers? And you agreed to it, so we got to start off in a cult firefight where you were behind tables, and there was Manfred Firecrotch hurling fireballs at you, and Twixie freaking Nyx teleported him into a table, so his legs were dangling into a table, and his upper half was on the top of the table, and he was fused. You fused him to the table.
I
As he
remember
fucking
that
deserved.
scene, but nothing else from that.
Yeah, totally, right?
This came to my arc of I just started fusing every single person who I could with just something in the scene, and that's where just this entire thing came from. It's just like
You became a monster.
I've learned teleportation magic. Now just be prepared to be teleported into doors, tables, things inside of you. Congratulations.
Dude, I saw a Star Trek episode where that happened as a kid, and it scared the fuck out of me. It's terrifying, and then you just doing that shit is like, oh my god, you're a monster. It's great. It's great.
So that's how that episode started. So you return to talk to the law about this. This is where you run into Daichi and Alexius and learn that Daichi is sick, which is a plot point that ended up getting dropped.
That never got anywhere.
No, I had planned
Just
on
for
it.
that one episode?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was just one episode.
Yeah,
You met my quote-unquote foster parents, basically.
and learned that there was trouble at the warehouse where Alexius worked.
And that's
like-
where we got the Dagon Dwarf, right?
Yes, this is
Dagonator?
the episode of the
This-
return of the Dagonator.
this is the Dagonator episode. Hell yeah.
Oh yeah, that was the
It was
biggest highlight.
like knowing that this will happen, that you will bring him back, and like okay, like I'm so excited when you bring him back, and when you said like this is about sending a message, there was like, oh my god, I know who that is, I know who that is.
Yes.
And then like finally like Trixie knows, finally Trixie sees like what we planned, and I was like, oh my god, yes.
There he is, my boy.
Yes.
Oh my god, I was so happy for Trixie.
He finally became his own character in that moment.
I forgot to mention last episode, Finger Nipples was the boatman that got you to the hamlet. This
Yeah.
this
Oh, yeah,
episode,
we
Finger
talked about
Nipples
that.
was your ornithopter pilot. As he flew you back to the police station, I forget what I called it, where you are introduced to Chief Inspector Chungus.
Oh wait,
Yes.
yeah,
Oh,
I
yes,
have a model
Mr.
from him too.
Chungus.
Chief Inspector Chungus, I remember him.
Yes.
Come on, load. There we go.
Oh yeah, beautiful.
Ah, what a good model, actually. Like I love like the the thing, like the trick here is that I just like made this. Like his pose is really fucked up, but like on the front he looks like he's this massive unit of a man.
Hell
Could
yeah.
you zoom on his like face a bit, like his like upper body a bit more?
Out chest.
Oh.
Chief Inspector
expression.
Chungus. Chief
Hell
Inspector
yeah.
Chungus. Ah, yes.
That's him. That's him.
Yeah. So I had fun with him, and what? And then after that, there was an alarm. There was a fire in Gears, and it turns out it was Dwen's old thieves guild was up in flames. And you go in and you rescue Mary before she dies. She says he's returned, but you don't know who's returned, but you know someone's returned. So that was. Remember, I had planted the seed, so Mary took over the Thieves Guild because she wanted to take over Dagendorf's turf. Well, Dagendorf returns and fucking kills them all.
Fucking love it.
Whip.
It's
And
the
then we
moment
had-
where we're like, this man's such a bitch.
And he took like Nyx's parents as hostages.
Oh yeah,
Or
this
at
was.
least, like her
Mm.
father, right?
I think this is the first episode where we had flavor scenes where the party weren't in, and we had Anton getting abducted, and then on the way to the warehouse we have the scene of Dagendorf and Anton. It's about sending a message, and that's where the episode title came from, The Message.
I honestly like you introducing these flavor scenes. Like it's really really good. Like as like for this kind of format, I love when you do that. Like just a scene where our characters are not involved in, and it's just I love those.
Awesome. I'll try to keep incorporating them. And then
Yeah.
and then you arrive at the warehouse. Dwen looks around, flies around to find another entrance, and then Chungus arrives with Dana Shae. And so I had Dana statted out in case, because she wanted to go with you. She was going to go and help you and cast spells and whatnot. But Nyx was like, "Don't do it, mother. No, mother." So I had Nyx roll to persuade Dana to not go with you, and Nyx rolled good, so Dana just gave you a fly spell, basically, and let you all sneak in through the top.
Oh my god! And I had this whole like battle where I was like separate from all of you, and like going against like two people, and I was doing like the
Yeah.
most minimum damage ever, but like they couldn't hit me because like I was blurred or something.
Oh, yeah.
It was such a shit show. They just wanted to leave the fucking room, but I was like, no.
It's like a long scene where two characters are just punching at each other for like a minute.
It was
It was also like my, if I remember correctly, this was like the first, or this was the episode where I got the idea for the Eidolon as well, because it was like Dagendorf was like sitting over the top of the railings, but there was also like a gigantic fucking Eidolon like in the corner as well. And I remember after the episode, I was like, that was cool.
Nice, nice. Yeah, Dagendorf had an ally called the Tinker, who made that Eidolon and who actually fixed up Dagendorf, gave him the new leg and arm. And then I wanted the combat to be a little, more spicy, so that's why I added, who is it, Alexius as a hostage, and had Dagendorf say, "We don't need the hostages anymore, you can kill them." And I was like, oh, okay, now Gingko's going to be distracted trying to save Alexius so I can focus on the rest of the party. So that was fun. And your plan, your plan to rescue your dad was great. Sit Dwen with the broom, and then you fuse the chain that was holding him up into Dagendorf. Or bury the hatchet. You buried the hatchet.
Mm-hmm.
Is my memory garbage, or did I like fist fight like a golem?
I think you did. You did fist fight the Eidolon.
Yeah, I was just like
It was
tanking the big old golem. It's
Yeah, it
very.
was the biggest thing in the room, and you just gotta go for it.
You
got
were
to flex my big numbers, and me being a number nerd is just like. Ugh.
Yeah, you were fighting him with a sword, and that's when I slipped up and said he had a mighty meaty fist.
This is where it came from, yes. Mighty meaty fist.
Oh my god, the origin.
Hell yeah! And it was a good fight. You ended up fusing Dagendorf to the vat of acid as he is melted away. You rescued your dad, and we got some love, some family love.
Mm-hmm. Well, once again, my teleportation magic coming in to rip a person in half.
I think it like timed perfectly with the Dagendorf payoff as well, because you got your whole magical payoff with the "fuck you Dagendorf" payoff. So it's like, oh.
Yeah, it all came perfectly together, and this is actually like the last episode where we are on our expert paths, and like after that we have our master paths.
Mm-hmm. I think this was my favorite episode out of all of them. I have to admit.
Nice.
Sure, for sure.
Love to hear it. The next two episodes, in my head, are basically fillers, kind of. But yeah. So there was going to be a larger time jump since you were going to Master Path, and I fell through on questions that I asked, of course, but I asked like everybody what was something they wanted, and Yazara only wanted an airship. So that's why you all ended up with Van Klaus's airship.
Yoink.
Dude, I thought we would steal it at the island, so I was just really disappointed ever since then. So I was just constantly thinking, I want an airship.
I think at the end of the message, that episode, that's when Zodius awakes, right? And he's like, oh, I had visions, and he talks about the visions and how I described the visions, red flashes, barren landscape. I was like, oh, perfect. I'm going to send you all to hell. Let's do that.
Yes.
Oh yeah, just go to hell.
Preparation for hell. Yes, I remember. Well, we did. This was the train ride episode, right?
Yeah. Episode 7, named Hive. I took Firefly episode 2, the train job, and then I took Aliens and I combined them into this episode. So you started off. Go ahead.
Yeah, this episode was, as far as I remember, pretty basic. We started off in the train, and then it got attacked, and we followed the hole, right?
Yeah, pretty much. 2 of you were in the train, and 2 of you were in the airship, and you were hovering over, basically the plot of the train job from Firefly. You were gonna swoop down and collect the booty, but insect men had created a sinkhole and the train crashed, and you had to fight a bunch of insectoids as they made off with the train car with the booty, which in between episodes you learned about. Van Klaus and nobles were stowing away like in doomsday vaults and such, because now people are starting to say, oh shit, the world is probably going to end. So they were holding up their booty, and you learned that Van Klaus had some devilish dealings, so you were gonna make off with that. The train crashed, the stuff happened, and you had to go into the caverns, and Karen Van Klaus happened to be in there. She died by way of alien.
Yeah.
Oh. That whole area, I'm sorry, but that whole area gave us a lot of different, like, interesting interactions on, like, traveling through, like a, you know, like a adventurous path where you jump down stuff or you go through caves and stuff. Was that episode?
Yeah.
No.
Like,
Yeah, it was. Like, I think like, I think we jumped down and like, but it was all like, I think Dwen on her broom.
I think
Yeah,
it
she
like,
floated down.
and like, I think Trixie did like with her Eidolon, like
Yeah, Chungus.
jumping down with her
Wait, no.
Eidolon,
Big Mac.
Whopper Jr.
Yeah,
I
that
think
one.
that was the superhero landing, wasn't it? That we had.
Yeah.
That
And it
I
was-
had for that one.
Yes.
And wasn't it also like at the end of the episode we had a battle, or like the Eidolon was like not doing that much, you know? Like we had like this whole problem of like the Eidolon
Oh,
rolling
yeah.
shit.
Whopper
I don't
Jr.'s
think my
rolls.
Eidolon hit a single thing.
It was so frustrating.
It provided threat. It provided threat.
It's like one of those things where you sort of get like angry at it the first couple times, but the second it just keeps going, it just it's like, okay, this is it. This is the creature that I have created. This is my baby.
It's a tank. It's a tank. It's not supposed to do the damage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And if I remember correctly, this is about the time, your schedule was starting to get...
Oh yeah. A lot of stuff was happening to me in IRL, so we had to really Game of Thrones the thing. So
Yeah.
We played like
fast
every
track to
week
the
then
end.
after that, right?
We did miss 1 week, but yeah, we did like the whole, all of July, we missed one, so this is where I actually started trying to plan everything as a whole from here, so we could, knock this out in a few episodes, so I started planning shit out from here. The whole hell, tying that with Zodius's visions and stuff, and for other reasons.
And
Yeah.
and then we found at the end of the episode, I think we found the box with him.
Yes. You found the box. You didn't open it until the next episode.
Ah, okay.
So yeah, at the
Yeah,
end
that was
of
at the end, yeah.
the end of episode 7, Hive, the box is beginning to open, and then we go to episode, and this is where you give me your Master Path intros. I don't know if I gave you a heads up or if you.
You gave us a heads up because I remember I planned so much for my intro. Like I was rewatching, like I said, the Egyptian arc intro from JoJo, like a couple of times, and just writing down like the intro for Gingko, and I was like, oh yeah, this is going to be so good. I remember that.
Yeah, that's, a Hunter x Hunter whole deal for me with the whole training so hard that you just leave like a circle around you in like a snowy field.
We see
dry
why
circle.
no snow stays long in her vicinity. Yes. Yeah, so you did that. So episode 8 is when I, modified them and did that intro. But episode 8, Grasping Torment. This was basically another filler, one that I didn't prep much for. I was just going to go off of you all and what you all wanted to do, roleplay and preparation. So Grasping Torment is basically me just changing the words of understanding hell. So so that's this episode, just getting knowledge of hell. You roleplay with Nurgle, you found some treasure. I gave our 2 magicians an enchanted mask for their magic, and our fucking warrior takes it.
What?
Neither of you really wanted it all that much, so I was like, sure, I'll take it. It's a hunter weapon. I mean, it's a.
I think I remember. I took the book, right?
Yeah.
I took
So,
the
yeah.
book, and the thing is, like, the mask, like, I don't know what it was, but I didn't want to put something on my face because it seemed like, you know, this could end up bad because, like, it could be like some kind of cursed item that would, I don't know, charm me and control me or whatever. Like, I had like some really, really bad juju from that mask, I think. Maybe because I watched too much JoJo, who knows?
It's safe to stay away from the cursed mask.
Yes.
You become a dog-killing tool if you do. That's
please
terrible.
no.
I hate Dio. Fuck Dio.
Yeah, fuck
Bro.
you.
Anyways.
And then I gave Dwen the singing sword.
Yeah. It was like a singing rapier or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was cool.
I think it like, what did it do? It like enchanted other.
She could cast a Song of Valor spell that gave one person an extra d6 damage every round.
Yeah, rallied or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh my god, the way we buffed up Izara later. Holy
Wow.
shit.
Big number.
Big number.
Hell yeah. And then, so yeah, you take him and the treasure you gain, and we're back on the airship. And that's when, like I said, I didn't prep much. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go around the table. So tell me about your how you modified the airship room and stuff, and you know, what are you doing while Gingko's researching and stuff. Just getting like flavor information and such.
Do you guys recall your rooms? Mine was like a spare closet or something with like a hammock and like knives in the wall and like a punching bag. It was really shitty. It was a really dirty, shitty room. I love it.
I can't particularly remember mine, actually.
I mean, sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Gingko just slept in the library, we know this already.
Yeah. Fucking bookworm.
But yeah, that happened pretty much throughout the day, and then you were researching Gingko. So when you came back, I told you all. That's when I got to show off the cool map of hell and tell you about the 3 entrances of hell, so I could see which entrance you were gonna take.
Oh yeah, there was a couple
Yeah.
of those. Yes. We
I think
took
one was under the water.
Yes.
something like that. Yeah. And then we took the one where we basically just jump into a hole
Yeah, in the capital.
in the capital. Yeah, there's a lot of lead up to hell stuff. Like it felt. I mean, like playing this, like it felt like awesome. I love playing these kind of things, but it was like like episode wise, it was more like, you know, okay, we need to go to hell, and then like the whole way there, like it was all because like it was like getting to the finale, I think, you know, so it was more like focused on, okay, whole build up to meet with the devil and stuff and have the epic war and whatever.
For sure. Yeah, you chose the capital entrance, but I also told you about the one that had like a tall gate between 2 volcanoes. And
Yeah. Actually, you know what? Can you tell us like what would have been awaited for us like at the other 2 entrances?
Good question.
well, I honestly don't know how you were going to do the underwater one. I figured Nyx might come up with something, but the gate one was actually going to be big enough for the airship to fit through. And fun fact, I had Nurgleweist ready with illusion spells if he has his staff to hide the airship in hell. So if you wanted to take the airship to hell, that would have been a possibility.
Damn.
I mean, we never trusted Nurgleweist, so I gave him the stuff back only when he fulfilled the contract. So.
Yeah, he was a very suspicious person.
But now that you do mention that, I do want to read the actual entrance, that one, the description. I'm pulling up my PDF. Oh man. The Tartarian Gates. Alright, so nestled between two active volcanoes in the northwestern arm of the Fire Peaks is a great cave, secured by an iron gate some 10 yards tall. Impaled fairies hang from the top of the gate's pointed bars, their mewling cries filling the air. The path leading up to the gate is paved with skulls, with one in every dozen or so animated by dark magic to chatter and hiss at passerbys. Ravens watch from the rocks, beaks wet with blood and eyes gleaming with uncanny intelligence. The gates swing open when approached by a mortal, causing blood to rain down from the twitching bodies above. Yeah, and then there's a little bit more, but yeah.
It's like going into a game's files and looking at the unused content.
Yeah. Lovely.
Yeah, but you decided to take the Empire route. So basically, like I said, this was kind of a filler. I was just going with y'all's role play, your information, and then I would plan the next episode accordingly. I was reading the Exquisite Agony supplement for Shadow of the Demon Lord. So that was a quick rundown of Grasping Torment. And then episode... what was that? Yeah, 8. Episode 9, To the Hellfire. So I got that name from one of my favorite songs by Lorna Shore of the same name, To the Hellfire. I was like, oh, they're going to hell. I've got to use this name. So you started off we had, how did we start? I don't know. Oh yeah, at the end of Grasping Torment, right? I was like, so how are you getting there? We went back to Lige. We had a little role play with Glass, and Nyx talked with her parents and got teleportation to the capital. And that's how we ended, was you teleporting to the basement of a family friend of the Shaes. And when you arrive at the beginning of episode 9, it had looked like it had been ransacked, and there was orcs in the home above.
Oh yeah, and Izara did something I never expected. She was using her words instead of her weapons.
Talking's not my strong suit, okay? But yeah, I think I talked to some fans and they were like, "Oh, I'm ready to help you. Don't worry about it." I'm like, "No, buddy. Look, it's a dangerous place out here. Go, be safe. Go." And they're like, "No, seriously, we know the way. Look, we literally know no, you must leave. Be safe."
and I remember because like now it's coming back to me. We had like a lot of research. Like this is where like, it was very, very like, you know, oh, we get to play the game, you know, instead of being an episode, and like prepare ourselves with research and stuff. And we did choose to go underground, I think, right?
Yeah, there was like a ruined cathedral where the entrance to hell was beneath. Like, there's a ruined cathedral on top of a hill. So you got to the cathedral, you went down, and then there was a pit with like a bunch of beautiful human like figures reaching up towards the top of the pit, beckoning you down, and then there was like sweet smells and such.
And then we just jumped down.
And you just jumped down.
What a tempting
The
fall.
descent was so fun to hear. How they shift into like basically I think it was like they laughed at us or something, you know, that we actually jumped or something. I think that was it.
And their features changed to like animalistic.
Yeah, it was like
It was-
himbos and bimbos turning
it
into
was-
monsters.
It was so good.
Yeah.
and then we woke up in hell, and I failed my fucking wisdom save.
And
What was that? What was that for?
For insanity.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember now.
Yeah. Like I went to hell, I instantly went insane.
And then your couple of big boys come to attack you, and Yazara pulls out the golden rifle for the first time.
I shoot someone in the face, or something.
You shot their ball gag out of their mouth.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was some kind of SM shit, BDSM.
Classic hell stuff.
And we saw, like, was it this episode where we saw in the distance,
Yes.
the naked man, Abaddon.
Abaddon marching with his host as you reach the end of the plains of Burden to the Weeping Woods. Yeah, you saw Abaddon marching with a host of devils.
Mm-mm.
Didn't have a model yet, but just a description.
Yeah. And then I got to make a model, and I got to make a fucking naked model. Don't mind the missing chunk here.
Disappointing.
But I love the fire crown there, the fire hat, and he had like this black iron sword, even
Yeah.
though he's a fae and stuff, basically.
Yeah.
And this is the sword that later Izara would wield.
The
Hell
hell
yeah.
fucker.
It's so good.
I don't remember its name.
I don't either.
Oh, and as soon as I knew I was going to be sending you all to hell, I was like, I've got to visually, or, theater the mind, show you, like, Van Klaus in hell being
Yes,
tormented.
We saw
That
him
was
coming
so
out.
good.
Yeah, we saw him coming out of. No, wait, wasn't Van Klaus he was like the little shit that served the fairy queen or something? Like,
Basically, he was being hunted in the Weeping Woods, and as you finally get to the Gothera, he is caught and returns to her side like a little puppy.
oh. What a great fucking ending for this piece of shit.
He deserves it.
Yeah.
From
So-
the hunter to the hunted.
Yes, that was the plan. And then we had a cool little, cool hell descriptions as you go through the Weeping Woods, and then the Shard Forest, and then the, the Garden of Sorrows, and then meet with Gothera. And that was pretty
And then-
much that episode. But go ahead, yeah.
Yes, and she revealed to us that there's like this wandering market.
Yeah, the Shadow Market.
Yeah. And then like this was the next episode. We go into the shadow market, I think.
Yeah, Gingko bargained the book for entrance into the Shadow Market.
Yes. And this is where I got to learn like every language that I hear. Like my Gingko had like this really cool feature because they were a Lorekeeper or something like that. And like you get the ability to, if you hear a language, you will be able to speak it.
And knowing that Gingko was getting that ability, I was like, well, we're near the end. We have like 2 episodes left. I need to put this to use so it's not just a useless ability. So when you get to the Shadow Market and you meet your smuggler friend Buchaka, who only spoke Hawookie, you were able to understand it.
That accent was so unique that it really represented like a cultural shift between hell and the overworld for me. Very weird. Yeah. Very
Nice.
the whole-
distinct.
And okay, this is like when we were in hell, like I actually did enjoy your depiction of hell. Like now like getting into general stuff, like, you know, you just have the devils just working there. You know, they're just so casual about all this kind of stuff, and Trixie just vanished
I
on
know.
the table again.
Guard
but
your
yeah,
toes.
I enjoyed it so much. You know, this is where I already had inspiration for the second campaign that we are playing now.
Hell yeah.
And then, like, of course, later meeting with the devil himself, who I don't have as a model because you actually gave us the official picture of him.
True.
My God, he's hot.
Might have to find that picture again. But yeah, so you meet with this hairy devil named Buchaka, who is going to smuggle you into Diablus's palace. And as you make your way to the Lake of Fire to ride the worm to the palace, Dagendorf comes out of the water.
Oh yeah.
And then
But he was also just getting shoved back, right? Like
Yeah.
from one of the one of the devils just comes down, sorry, and shoves him back.
Yeah, pitchforks
Very
him.
casual.
Yeah,
Very
This
casual.
this is where I fell in love with your hell, I think.
I think so. Sorry, let me get that for you. Sorry.
It's very interesting because it's just like a normal society, and it's not what you would expect from that like very bombastic
Yes.
intro, right?
They are just living their lives. Or unlives, I don't know.
It's their job.
Yeah, it's just a job.
Exactly. Because isn't work hell? Nah. Alright.
True.
Trying to get this image real quick, but we continue talking. So, a little Star Wars reference with Buchaka, and then a Dune reference as you ride a giant worm across hell to Diablus's palace.
I remember that, yeah.
Trixie came back from under the table.
Hello, I'm back.
Hello,
Yeah.
back.
We were just talking about Dagon dwarfs trying to get out of the Lake of Fire.
Mm-hmm.
Nyx is the one who tries to kick him back in, and
Yep.
then the devil comes and then a devil comes and takes him away.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you ride the worm to the palace of Diabolus, underground blood moat to the center of the palace, and as you exit out of that chamber, you expect to be attacked by guards, but you hear the voice of the devil ringing throughout to bring them to him.
Oh yeah, I remember. Like, I was so surprised when that happened.
Oh yeah, and
It was very odd.
the name of the episode was Reunion, which nobody knew what that meant.
Yeah. This is where what was this the episode where we got revealed that Gingko already traveled back in time?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, oh my God.
Shadowy.
And like I remember Goop like being like, holy shit, Gingko is plot relevant.
Oh yeah, so
I
you
was so happy.
you start the conversation with the devil and learn about that as Abaddon attacks the palace. And oh, there we go. There's the devil, Diabolus himself.
Daddy, sorry, Daddy, sorry, Daddy, sorry, Daddy,
Daddy,
sorry.
Oh my God. I mean, he almost looks like a minotaur, you know, but like mixed in with like dragon and shit. Like, God damn it. Look at
Could
him.
you like crop that and
and-
zoom in on him a little more?
And this is where I knew my next character is going to be a devil worshipper, and she will want to become his fucking bride. This is where Sticky was born, in that moment when we saw the devil.
Oh god.
Yes.
That's what inspired her?
Yes.
Damn.
I mean, I knew I wanted her to be a goblin prostitute anyway, but like when I like the devil gave her purpose.
Mm. Mm. What a name. Sticky.
Sticky, yeah, sticky
Yes.
ain't me.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So, earlier in the campaign, Gingko, Ruby mentioned something about wanting to use time magic to maybe go back in time and warn the party or warn people about this. And I was thinking, you know what, I'll think about that. There's no time magic that actually does that except for like unattainable, usually level 10, which magic usually only goes up to level 5 for players. So I was like, maybe I was thinking maybe there'll be a way if find the spell, maybe I'll put you on a quest for that. But then time restraints, I had to think of other things. Oh, also Ginkgo, I was thinking if you ever died, maybe I would do that, have you come back in time and save you. So I had that in my mind too as well, to do the time travel. But when I was researching Hell and thinking about the whole ending of the game, Faye, I was talking with Faye to get ideas, and she was talking about it, other supplements, and I was going back in history, learning about the devil, learning about God and the fucking demiurge at this time. And I was like, okay, well, the demiurge was all about like, God created the demiurge, and the demiurge had this urge to create. So maybe the demiurge was fractured into a million pieces, and that's where demons come from. I was like, well, what if the star is like the grand fracture of the demiurge, and it still has that creation magic in it? Well, what if Ginkgo used that creation magic to cast a spell? Okay, so it has to be like shit is going down. They're about to die. She uses this magic. She goes back in time. Her and the party are about to die. But she needs to warn somebody. How about she warns the devil before he's the devil? Oh, that sounds cool. So let's do that. So I had this idea brewing and everything. And then when finally you get to meet the devil, I get to reveal all this shit. It was so fun.
It like even now, like you talking about it gives me fucking goosebumps, because like I can picture this whole scene again. It was, and I remember like I was so so struck by lightning basically when you came up with like when it was revealed, and I was like, Melly, can I make a wisdom check just to see if I go insane from this?
Heck yeah.
Because
And I allowed it too, because that spell
Yes.
actually requires, after casting it, to make a wisdom check. So I was like, yeah, do that. But if you had failed it, it would have affected how the devil had perceived you when you came back, like just some mad random goblin,
Ooh.
But yeah, no, I did succeed. I was like, whew, okay, yeah, like this was a big deal.
Hell yeah. And then and then
Oh,
Abaddon crashes through the door, and there's a wrestling match between Abaddon and Diablo. Says, you fight the 5 angels of Abaddon.
Yes. And we
Had a lot of
succeeded.
climbing. Yeah.
I remember Yazara, this was an interesting map to use, and Yazara climbed up and suplexed one of them.
It's like a wrestling move.
Hell yeah.
It's like a TKO or something. I don't know. Whatever.
But yeah, that was a pretty fun fight. I went off the descriptions of angels and the exquisite agony and tried to make it close as I could, sent it to Ruby and gave her the description as well, because I wanted these guys to have a cool fucking image to show off, and fucking Ruby killed it. These angels are fucking flawless.
They're sick as hell.
This is how they actually were presented. Lightning makes light makes so much of a difference. Even though again, I would never make a model like this again. Like just because like the colors are all wrong. I would give it more detail, whatever. But like for what it was back then, it was pretty solid, I would say.
I think obscuring the face and shadow is a good choice, really. It makes it a lot more scary
Yeah.
and lets the mind fill in a lot of details.
Hell yeah. But yeah, the creation magic, you learn about that from the devil and that you had brought something back. I was like, because I was thinking about that as well. I was like, okay, so she travels back in time to warn the devil, but what's the devil going to do about it? So we need something. So I thought, and thinking about how to tie everything together, how to get you to the star, how to be able to survive through the star, all this kind of stuff. I was like, okay, maybe you took some of the essence of this demiurge, some of this creation magic, but only enough to not enough to like create a 10th level spell anymore, but something enough to get you to survive being up in the vacuum of space, and just something cool for you all to mess with. So I came up with the God Star armor and the magic and the
yes.
stats for it, and letting you choose your stats and all that. And then
And like I was a little bit panicking because like this was where we played weekly, right? And
Yes.
I had to
Yeah.
come up with like a design for these god armor things, and I was like, God damn it, I have a week to prepare this. Okay. And I need to send it to you, and you need to say, oh, this is cool and whatever, And so like I was just okay, good, let's start. And I think like my first one was the Izara armor. Oh my God, Trixie, what is up? Why are you vanishing so much under the table?
The floor
but
is
yeah,
slippery.
but yeah, I knew Izara is going to be using the blade from the Abaddon and stuff. So I incorporated that. It looks a little bit different now that I look at it. I think I just
You
didn't
used some sort of
replicate it
lighting
again.
setting.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
and like just like okay, so we are in the vacuum of space or something. So I was like, okay, it needs to be hermetically, like it needs to look like it's hermetically sealed kind of thing, but I also wanted to make it badass. So I came up with this kind of armor and like making it like golden and bronze and stuff. And
It's
then,
an
like,
interesting mix between metal and like cloths and stuff. And
Yeah.
it makes sense because the full body's covered, so your mind can make the jump to like, yeah, this would survive in space.
Exactly. I also did like then like without the helmet, because like I don't like it, because like I think like it's kind of important that you see the faces, so I also made like one without, just fill in the blanks so that they have a helmet or a mask or whatever.
Yeah,
And then like
totally.
I made like I made you, and then like I made Dwen next. And like I wanted to give every armor like its own spin for the characters. So Dwen got this badass kind of jacket on top. This one is not really hermetically sealed, but I was like, then I was like going off of like Mass Effect, because like in Mass Effect they also kind of just sometimes wear masks and stuff, which is total
Yeah.
bullshit and stuff. But I was thinking like, hey, maybe it could be like there's a magic field surrounding them or whatever.
Yeah, it's a fantasy game, so it's
Yeah,
like
Oh,
it's
yeah.
you
it's
can make that jump.
exactly. I don't need to apply real life science to it.
I
Just
think
a
if
little
it's
bit.
close enough, it works really.
Yeah.
love
then-
that fucking pose of Dwen.
Yeah, me too.
Oh
It's,
yes.
that one's really good.
It's
This is when I got a little bit better with Hero Forge, I think. And
Ruby the Hero Forge affiliate here now.
Io.
Mhm.
And then I had like Nyx's armor, which I wanted to base off of more of her like past as a alchemist and also like engineer. So I gave her the straps and everything, and like
Mm-hmm.
a little bit of the mean looking glasses and stuff. I really like all the god armor shit.
I never thought I'd enjoy playing like an Artificer as much as I actually did in this. And then I was like,
You were enjoying it so much.
I was so glad I went it in the end, because I've always been like, oh yeah, I kind of want to play a druid or something, and then I was like, no, I'm gonna do something else, and then it was like, oh my god, this is really fun.
Nice.
And then I had like, of course, Gingko. I thought, I think like this, back then when I made this, I thought like, hey, this could be like some kind of hourglass kind of thing, representing her time magic, and then like, a goblin-esque mask for them. Because like, I think what we went for, was, that we were immune to the insane effect that, like, you know, when we see some. So I wanted to create something equally scary, you know.
Nice.
So like counter scary was scary.
Yeah.
But yeah, love
Must
all the god armor.
Same.
Must
Fucking,
understand the evil to fight the evil.
Yes.
fucking killed it. Oh. Thanks to you, my fucking stream looks good. Looked good. Looks good. Yeah.
Where's the dancing alligators? And where's the paint maps? God.
Yeah, where is it? When are you going to do the 1 month stream with like breaking a record and stuff? When are you going to do that?
As soon as
You
I
come
quit
to
my
a cave,
job.
you have there's left and right. You hear goblins from the right. You go to the left is a dead end. You hear the goblins behind you.
Roll perception. You failed your perception. You still hear them.
Now I'm just getting confused.
Oh, we are
don't-
we
This
are
is an
just,
in-joke, sorry.
just bashing on some.
I know. I know who.
stuff.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
but it's
yeah.
just the whole description is like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, it was a whole thing.
And
I
then
want you
that
to go this way, please go this way.
leads us to our finale, Starfall.
Oh, what a great and intoxicated innocence.
Yep. So Nyx was, everyone decided to bring finger nipples to the fucking star with you in the Eidolon.
Hell yeah.
It couldn't have ended any other way though. Like, can you imagine what it would have been like if we didn't bring him along?
I have
know.
to say, I was fucking against. I was fucking against it. Like, I was like, no, this is our moment. Like, why do you want to bring finger nipples? Like, this is so
'Cause he's
silly. I hate
important.
this.
Aw.
He rounds out the Eidolon and makes him a
Mhm.
character.
Like, I
the
was
final party member.
I was to this point, I was like, you know, oh, we have like all these cool, serious moments, and then you bring fucking finger nipples. I was
It's
like,
great.
no, why?
And the turtle
It's gonna have
catapult.
comedy. I'm so
Oh
sorry.
yeah, and the turtle
I'm so
catapult. Like,
sorry.
where did it all came from? Like, I had
So
this whole cool thing in mind. Like, I was making these badass armors, and then you wanted the turtle catapult, and I was like,
I'm sorry.
no.
I play
I was
Catapult
watching you.
Turtle in attack mode.
Yeah. I launch my sky dragon at the ring of your castle in the sky to destroy the ring and crash it onto your monsters. Look, I was watching a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh at the time. It
Okay.
was really bad.
No, it's fine. I mean, we had it still like badass shit, but
Yeah.
Hands
God,
up
I
if you
was so
cried at the
against it.
finale.
I don't like that kind of silliness in games.
I completely understand. But I'm a whack job.
Yeah. I don't think like in the new campaign, like with Sticky, I wouldn't mind that kind of bullshit. Like, because we are all playing fuck ups, and the whole like premise of it is much more silly than Tears of Heaven.
Still dark, but silly.
Yeah, dark and
Mhm.
silly.
That's
for me,
what
I think it's funnier because it's really out of left field for Shadow's Fall. But that's just me. So
But
we
yeah,
got
and we
into
had
space.
we had the fucking space fight, which was Fucking epic, eh?
That damn demiurge.
It
a
made me
dragon.
wish that we had like a little extra time being at like that level because I was sat there with like the longer combat and I was like,
Yeah.
oh my god,
Yeah.
wait,
That's
like my entire like paths are really fun and I'm like enjoying this.
Yeah, because like this was actually also the reason why I wanted to have like the second campaign to be like that we get more episodes for each level. So we have more time to really enjoy like what our characters can do and stuff. So like yeah, this was like one of the deciding factors in like
Mm.
how I wanted the campaign to be.
Yeah. Unfortunately for me, like real life was like rolling up on me, and I really couldn't make the allotted time because I'm in a literal different like region of the world, in like
Yeah.
Southeast Asia, and I had a lot of like stuff I had to do during the day, so
Yeah,
It's
I
totally
had to
fine.
make us
Life
wrap
gets
it up.
life
Yeah.
gets in the way, you know.
for
Yeah.
sure. Even though it was a little rushed, I think it all came together in a nice little ending.
It was wonderful. I had
It was
so
sick.
much fun with this campaign.
I really like how it was left up. Like, what happened to everyone at the very end, you know? Yeah, that big,
Yeah.
long, dramatic ending that was just super, like, emotional. And we had, like, a little, like, aftermath of, like, all of the characters that were, like, close to us and such. It was, really interesting. And then we rolled up on, well, we more, what is it, like, showed up near, what's his face?
Yeah.
The black eye guy?
After credits scene.
Oh, Zodiac.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so another behind the scenes thought is like when we were getting to the master path, I was like, so spoiler, Tears of Heaven, TYRS, is just Twixie, Yizlith, Ruby, and Simple. Whoa!
Whoa!
I know, mind blown. But I was like, okay, what can I make Tears of Heaven? Can I is this like an enchanted object? Is this an artifact I need to find? And then as I was deciding things and thinking, okay, what do I do with Tears of Heaven? I was like, well, they're already Tears of Heaven. What if I made them the Tears of Heaven? What if they are in heaven? What if they are a constellation? What if at the end they all fucking died? Hey, Faye, what do you think about this? And then
I would have been bummed out if we actually died. I like the fake out actually.
I made the image of your constellations, and then like like you said, like the week I had a week, and then you were like, yeah, we're bringing finger nipples. Oh shit, I gotta add finger nipples to this now. But I'm going.
Yeah, it was. I still can't believe that we played like every week and like that the quality was still like very good actually like for that.
Oh, and I had to play this music. I told you when I was looking for songs for Mog, I played this and I got teary eyed. This is what I played for the outro.
So good.
Yeah, and I'm starting to get better, more experience. You know, like if I know a scene's coming nowadays, like in Mog, I'm gonna fucking pre-write this. But for this, you know, I was still trying to be a good improvisational person. But I improv the outro as far as, you know, the statues, the freaking Nick Shae's home for technologically gifted children, Dwen Geppetto's home for wayward children, the Gingko's house of healing, Yazara's training pits, and just having that whole scene. I had that in my head, and I should have wrote it down so it would have been better. But I played it, voiced it out as the scene, and then I had the stars, the constellation ready at the end, and then doing the whole reveal of the constellations was just so fucking fun for me.
It was even though you did improv it, I was very satisfied with the whole wrap up for this
Same.
section.
Very satisfying ending for a great fucking campaign.
Totally.
And I had it in my back pocket, the after credits scene, because I didn't want to kill off your characters just like that. You know, you went through all that and you fought a fucking humongous demon. I'm not just gonna kill you off, so I wrote that out, well, with parts for me to improv, but the actual ending credits. So I was like, hey, if you want to, this is the ending credits. This is the after credits scene of you still all being alive, really.
But where and how? Ooh.
Yes, yes.
Well, we can fill in that with our imagination, I would say.
Indeed.
I certainly did.
Until season 2.
Until season 2, which has nothing to do with Tears of Heaven. Because it's in a completely different parallel
Universe?
world.
Really?
There's one constant.
Finger nipples. Okay.
I mean,
Wait.
And also
is
the devil, of course.
Is Finger Nipples the
Naturally.
Demon Lord?
Hmm?
Is Finger Nipples the Demon Lord? He's the
No.
only constant.
Finger nipples is the true demon lord.
no, not my boy.
I'm sure he's some higher power, yet he just doesn't know it. So
Yeah. Or maybe he does, but like he's just having fun, living the life of many,
Living
True
his
angel
best.
fallen from grace.
taking on every odd job there is,
Hmm.
enjoying Sticky and her company.
He's a working father. You've got to respect the hustle.
Is he a dad gamer?
He's like
Yeah.
Beetle from The Legend of Zelda.
Oh. Wait. Oh.
Oh. But yeah. I don't know if I have anything else. Anything you all wish to add? I can think of anything, but I'm more prepared this time, and we actually had a good conversation, a good send-off.
Yes, this was the actual send-off that we deserve for this campaign.
Totally. It's really nice to revisit it after a long while and just thinking back on it with warm feelings. I think if I ever were to play another campaign that you run, Mally, I think it's gonna be. I think I'm gonna be like a bard or something stupid. I need a break out of being a warrior all the time.
And also, actually, Dwen's character inspired me so much to become a rogue. So yeah, because like I saw, oh my god, Dwen is getting like all these boons and like bullshit damage and shit. You know? So I was like, damn, I wanna be like Dwen next time.
Yeah, Dwen pulled out so much fucking damage out of their ass. It's like, holy shit, where did that come from?
Well, Dwen was rolling hot all the time.
True.
Exploiting opportunities left and right.
Yeah. And also like rogues are so awesome. Like I'm a big fan of rogues in this system now. So
Yeah, I think unlike other systems in Shadow of the Demon Lord, rogues are like huge damage dealers.
oh yeah.
Where they're like more skill monkeys in like Pathfinder and 5e.
Right.
I mean they're skill monkeys here as well because of they get a boon to everything basically.
Yeah,
Damn.
true. Yeah. Trickery.
Yeah, that was everything from my part, I would say.
Yeah. I don't think I have anything to add off the top of my head. Well, closing words. Then I guess we'll come to an end now. Closing
Every
words,
single
Miss
time-
Nix. Oh, go for it.
Every time that we end up like talking about this or anything, every single time I'm just like more and more hyped for the next time we get to play or the next time I do anything. It's just like, yeah.
Yeah, I'm super hyped for Mass of God next episode. I don't know. I don't know what will happen, but I just fucking love playing Sticky. She's such a fucking fun character.
It's so weird to tune into your stream because I usually go to sleep like a few hours before this because I have a schedule of an old person where I like go to bed at like 6 or 7 and I wake up at like 5 a.m. But when I'm
Same.
having insomnia and I'm up at like 9, 10, 11, and I see your thing and then I just like tune in and it's like, oh, Sticky's like in a silk robe getting licked by a and I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah, we really like go full on like unhinged with Mass of God.
Yeah. Are
What's
you
up,
uploading
Max?
the VODs anywhere?
Yeah,
Yes, they
all
on
of
YouTube.
correct,
Okay.
correct.
I gotta catch up on that. Cause I've only seen it out of context and I'm like, I'm going back to bed. What is this?
Trust me, the context doesn't really matter with Sticky.
Oh, I see.
But it has, yeah, Mask of God has been an interesting campaign for sure. But we're talking about Tears. We're talking about Tears.
Yes.
Tears was amazing. I had so
But-
much fun.
And
Yeah.
I'm just mentioning Mass of God a lot because like it's very tied to like a lot of stuff that we did in Tears like carries over to Morg. So
Really? Mm-hmm.
yeah, what the like learning from like past learning from like the Tears was a whole learning experience for all of us. I think.
I agree. I agree.
100%. Welcome in, Max. Good to have you. Yeah. Tears was an amazing learning experience, and I thank you, the four of you, for accepting me and joining me for this experience. I could not have done it without you.
It
Of
was
course.
one of a kind.
You're
Well,
one
thank
of
you
the,
for inviting us.
You're one of the best DMs I know.
Yeah, you
Mhm.
kind of pog.
It's like you're my dealer, and now I'm addicted to Shadow of the Demon Lord, and I'm running my own games for it now. I'm just like, damn you!
So fucking proud of you, Twixie. Hell yeah. Well, we can wrap it up. I see a few people to get a raid started. I haven't raided Mern in a long time, but if anybody has any
Let's raid
suggestion,
Mern.
Sorry, Mern.
Shae Mern, Pastel Goblin.
Ooh.
Got that
Pastel
addiction
Goblin.
running through their veins. Yes, Twixie is addicted. The first one's free.
Oh no.
Oh, thank you, Goo. But yeah, Twixie, start us out with any closing or parting words.
I will promise at the bottom of my heart to never use the word skibbity ever again.
Thank you.
Don't worry.
There we go.
I've picked up the skibbity mantle now.
Oh no.
After hearing a televangelist use it in representation of a play in our previous session, I will refrain. It's been 1 week and I still haven't mentally recovered.
Skibbity.
Mask of God, episode 5. Skibbity.
Next episode coming next week.
Yes.
God.
Yes.
You better have someone doing this. Oh,
Alexa, stop.
you want my closing words?
No, after
You
you say what you were gonna say.
You if you do a skibbity episode, please have the fucking skibbity dance in it. You know it from Little Big.
Oh,
Do you know
yeah, I know that one.
Yeah, I think that's the word's origin. It's so good. It's so good. Anyways, closing words. Please exercise. Please eat your vitamins. Don't forget to have vegetables every now and then. It's very healthy. And take care of yourself, okay?
Nice. Little bit.
Well, thank you for having me. It was really, really nice. I enjoyed it a lot, showing off like all these really old models again, and I'm just very excited for next episode on next Saturday at 12 p.m. CET. So yeah, I just really enjoy playing these games with you all.
Same. How about you, Simple?
Hog, yeah. I'm sorry, I haven't been out of it or stream. Yeah, it's been fun. Like looking back and shit. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, everyone who joined us and listened to us ramble on about nerdy shit. I will be back this Saturday for the final episode of Mog of the Year. This Saturday, the 16th, as we will take a break for the rest of the year because of holidays and other bull shiza. And we will return in January. But one more Shadows Fall stream. I might throw in some other streams in between. We'll see. No promises, but yes, join us next Saturday for the final episode of the year, episode 5, to be determined. And yeah, thank you everyone who hung out. Thank you everyone chatting and dropping questions and showing the love. Thank you so much. Go ahead and actually start the raid. The raid message is, of course, Shadows Fall. Perfect. So, see you in 6 days, everyone. So, as always, players, don't leave me hanging. Bye!
Bye!
Bye!